brand new full-length studio album from Billy the Fridge, God Complex, available on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Swear to God, oh my God, got a God Complex. God Complex.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast. This is episode 1356. Doing it live. We got KingBeardX. We got Andrew Rivers. It's amazing. Amazing. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
As
Thank
always.
you. Yeah, quick reminder before we get into the show, got to plug some stuff. It's a new week, new goal. If you want to send us any comments or questions or whatever, the link is pinned right there in the chat. And also, still going this month, we got the Gymnastic Park sticker for the $33 level on Patreon. It's not going to have all this weird. I didn't remove.
Did you come on the sticker?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It does look like that. So that's the $33 on Patreon, and then the $50 level, you get the shirt. And by the way, this is an example. This is last month's sticker. See how big it is? It's a big. I put my little dog. On it. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So sign up before the end of the month to get yourself some of that merch. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So what did you want to ask Andrew?
I know you told me you're a stand-up comedian, and that's like, I mean, you know me. I consider myself a comedian. I'm an online comedian. You know, I'm not a stand-up. I want to be. I'm looking into it and getting into it. And comedy's everything to me. I mean, it's always has been. I've said this publicly many times. Richard Pryor saved my life. And people don't understand that.
Did he pull you from a burning building?
Probably.
He set the building on fire, though. That's kind of the issue with the crack pipe.
Well, not just the building.
I can show you. I can show you an example here. Let's see. Here's one of his videos.
No sleeves, no shirt, no problem. 3 glizzies.
Oh, no.
Good Lord! That boy is a wiener vacuum cleaner. I ain't never seen him in that. He just sucked it up. How in the hell? No gaggle reflexes at all. No gaggle reflexes. That boy is a wiener vacuum cleaner and scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Cute.
That's an example. Yeah. You should be doing voice acting.
Yeah.
For sure.
What are you trying to say? He's got a face for radio? Is that
No, I mean, apparently not.
No, so you want to get into stand-up? Like, have you done an open mic or anything like that?
Well, here's the problem. I live in Bumfuck, Mississippi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there ain't there's no comedy clubs around here.
So I'll tell you what you can do.
I have done some stuff. I have done some parties and some club stuff at bars and stuff, but nothing substantial.
So I did a show in Ocean Springs in Mississippi, and so what I do I just saw your profile and you got 1 billion followers. You're totally capable of this. You can just rent a venue that's like 100 seats and promote it yourself and then set up your own show. And then depending on the deal and the business of it, like usually the venue requires a couple $100 for lights and sound or whatever. And then you just run all the ticket money and keep it yourself. And so the less money you have to spend on advertising because you have a natural reach, Whereas, people have scrolled past a bunch of my videos. I'm famous, like people would recognize me, but people just don't click the follow button, I'm not quite as sexy, and so
Nobody's dissing.
yeah, I mean, it's a high standard to hold myself. I shouldn't set impossible body standards for myself, but yeah, man.
Like Chewbacca if he was bald.
Yeah. So, I mean, the world is now the opposite, where it's like you're more likely to get on Netflix by having a huge fan base than Netflix is of giving you a huge fan base. So, like, everything's backwards now, That's why I'm putting out my comedy special on YouTube, because, the more people go see it.
It's a different world. It is
Yeah.
I mean, it's like people don't understand when people say, "Oh, you do stuff online." You do realize that online is more popular than television.
Yes. Yeah.
And
because
so, I mean, it's a different world.
NBC wouldn't put you, they steal your voice for Shark Week and stuff, but like, traditionally you're not a guy that they would put on television and make a star, but because you create funny, engaging content.
What are you saying?
I mean, yeah, look at look at this no talent hack. He's got a whole podcast, and so yeah, I believe in you.
Yeah.
But next time I'm coming through Mississippi, I'll just throw you on my show for the hell of it, because I think you'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've been working on some stuff. It's just the thing is, I'll be honest with you. I am a funny guy, comedian, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a businessman.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to learn the business.
Sure. Well, it's pretty easy. I mean, just to give you an example, it's like, if I rent a venue, it's 100 seats. I charge $20 a ticket. If we sell out, that's $2,000. Now, I pay Facebook a couple $100 to get the word out. I pay the venue a couple $100 to have a sound guy press the buttons and stuff like that. And then that's my take home minus hookers and blow and carrots or whatever. So I think you're more capable than you realize, but it's really simple, and I'm happy to.
The thing's not a problem for me because I always kill them.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to pay them. So yeah. Sounds like your expenses are super low, and yeah. And like the world of comedy too, like comedy clubs will hire you because you have 1 million followers. My friend was on The Bachelor. She was a reality show star, and then she wanted to get into comedy. And so because she can sell a couple hundred tickets from being a famous reality show slut.
That's what I'm not used to yet. It's like, people's calling me an influencer.
Yeah,
sell this product for me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. I'm sure you get tons of. I mean, I'll pay you to post my dick pics or whatever. I'm trying to get the word out. So
you don't have to pay me for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Shit your pants as an adult? I haven't.
Well, whoop-de-doo for you. I've shit my drawers before. I've had diarrhea and sneeze, and then, boy, be like a water fountain coming out that anal area. I swear to Jesus. Yeah, I've shit my drawers. Well, you gonna judge me for it? Oh, these poopy pants, I don't care.
Damn, dude.
See, the natural charm, it just is encapsulating.
Yeah, there's a lot of
can't teach charisma.
No, you can't.
There's a lot of pro wrestlers that do comedy shows now because they have the audience, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've always said this, and I do this. If you want to see a great performance, any kind of professional wrestlers are some of the greatest performers of all time. I learned this from Jake the Snake in the interview one time. He said, from the moment you step out, the performance begins. The way you do your hair, the way you wiggle your fingers, everything is a part of the performance. And I took that to heart.
I saw Jake the Snake's comedy show.
Yeah.
At the Funhouse. Billy opened for him.
With the Funhouse in...
It's next to El Corazon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They think Mick Foley does a great show.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah,
I saw Mick Foley also.
Yeah.
In Ohio at the Funny Bone.
Dude,
He did
Stormy
more like a
Daniels was
one-man
doing
show,
comedy
right? Like,
nights
it's more
too.
of-
So like literally anybody with an influence. Stormy Daniels, like Jeremy Piven, came to comedy clubs when he got Me Too'd out of Hollywood, and then he's back in. And
Well, may I ask you, who was your like as far as comics? Who was like your biggest,
my
inspiration or
influence,
some of your
sure,
favorite?
yeah. Christopher Titus has been a huge influence for me.
You look like him.
That's funny. Yeah, he lets me open shows with him sometimes, and he'll. I always say like I'm just here for the child support payment and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we haven't done a DNA test. I think he just puts me on the show so that I don't get the tested. But he's a good guy. Mike Birbiglia is amazing.
I remember him.
Any of those great storytellers I love. Chris Rock, early on. You can take something from everybody a little bit. I mean, there's so many great comedians,
I think Chappelle's the greatest alive.
He's really good, yeah. I like him a lot.
And I think the greatest of all time, of course, I mentioned him earlier, Richard Pryor.
Sure.
And George Carlin. I love Carlin, but Pryor, man, goddamn it,
Yeah. Mark Normand is another great one that's really popular right now. A lot of those guys from the New York scene are pretty fucking dope. So,
they're very awesome insult comics from New York. Some of the best ones. Patrice O'Neill.
Patrice was one of the greatest. I mean, yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
I loved him. He was so good.
Someone in the chat's asking to see samples of Andrew's content, so I'm going to play a couple things that he had on his Instagram.
Culture shock.
Oh,
LA to Seattle.
So was this someone who moved from LA to Seattle?
So this was a comedy advice show called Leave Your Troubles at the Door, and they would text in questions.
Okay.
And so all I know is I go up on stage and then a question appears and I have to solve the problem. But I'm bad at that. I just lecture people.
Food, bad housing, loneliness, lack of hot people, human
Lack of hot people.
Yeah, there's not enough hot people in Seattle.
connection. Yeah. Wow. Way to turn the audience. Loneliness. Is it because you missed the carpool lane for bad traffic? That's a dumb joke. I'm trying.
It's improv,
Yeah.
Really difficult. I know I make it look easy, but human connection. A lot of this sounds like it's a personal issue. I know you don't want. I know I'm supposed to help, but you can't help the helpless.
Here's another one.
He's got 2 kids though, so I go visit all the time. I still remember the day he told me I was gonna be an uncle because he came downstairs after work. He was like, "We're having a baby, and we need you to move out." And I was like, "This is this is how you treat a family, But the kids are great. He's got a beautiful 6-year-old angel baby girl and a 9-year-old cunt. And, he's a boy, but he is a cunt. And,
Don't let my brother see that video. No.
Your brother left a comment on
did.
it. He said he'd sue you, but you don't have any money.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
We need this special to blow up so my brother can steal all my money.
One of my best friends lives in Ohio.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. When she came to Seattle, I decided to play tour guide, so I was like, check out our waterfalls and our mountains.
Yeah, you won't find waterfalls in southern Ohio. You might, because it's hilly down there.
Now, Cuyahoga Falls, is that a...
You know what? That might be a
Is that a waterfall, or is it just...
I think it might be. That would be over near Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's where the river caught on fire or whatever?
Yes, in Cleveland, yeah.
Last week, I was in Ohio, and she's like, let me return the favor. Check out our tire fire. She's like, you want to see a pile of needles? I'm like, I'm from Seattle. We have the needle. It's the biggest one,
You'll see, I mean, if you walk down an alley in downtown Seattle, you'll see a pile of needles for sure.
I was going through it. I don't know if you've kept up lately, but they had a train full of toxic chemicals flip over.
Yeah, this was like over near the border of Pennsylvania over there.
Oh, the train accident?
Yeah.
And then they cleaned it all up and they put it in a truck, and then that truck flipped over on the freeway. I'm like, who the fuck's in charge of your nuclear plant? Homer Simpson? What is going on? Ohio is proof that superheroes are real. I was just there last week. I didn't see any Ninja Turtles. I did see a snapping human.
Good bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm if I liked Ohio so much, I'd still live there.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah.
And for you to play that, I know it hurts your soul, but I really, doing me a solid here.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I held on to the sports teams, but I don't want to live in Ohio.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Pitmug's smoking a cigarette.
Get it.
Cigarette. Yeah,
Someone mentioned Bill Burr in the comments too. Bill Burr was amazing. Still one of the best. Still one of the. I mean, he just completely destroyed the WNBA to the point that, it's just he's got so many bits on topics that are just now that topic is done. You can't do it better than Bill Burr, So
yeah.
The Caitlin Clark topic is pretty good to talk about, though.
Yeah. It certainly gets people all riled up. And she didn't make the Olympic team. It's like, okay, well, she's new. Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Tom Brady roast?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. Shout out to Nikki Glazer. She's always been amazing at roasts, but that one was like the biggest one. So now her career is just taken off.
Yeah, she did take off after
and
that.
one of the hosts is what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Kevin Hart.
No, the
Roastmaster Jeff Ross.
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe. Yes,
he's from
Killed
Ohio.
Tony. Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, he is.
That explains a lot.
A lot of Joe Rogan's buddies are from Ohio for some reason. I don't know why.
He destroyed that fucking thing.
He did great, and he almost tripped too while he was doing it. He told a story. He lost his footing, and that's why he there was one joke he kind of stuttered on. And he wasn't sure if he was about to fall off stage. Yeah. Well, I don't know why Tom Brady's so mad. Everyone called his wife a cunt for 3 hours, and
it's his ex-wife
anyway. So
yeah.
Can I have some women we can pay for that service?
I did cringe a little when Dana White
he did about the King,
tried to be funny.
Martin Luther King and the shit he did with the King.
Yes, Tiger King and the looks like eat the liver King, and then
it was so funny. I like him. I love it. What was it? Kill Tony?
Tony.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Again, talk about non-traditional media. He just started a little podcast, and now Netflix is calling him please be on our thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Because when I first started watching Kill Tony, it was in comedy clubs, and now they're doing. Didn't they do an arena or something?
I think he just did some big theater out here, the Washington. What's the one in
Queen? Madison Square Garden in two nights in a row.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, Andrew Schultz, all those guys. That's why we need you to go to my special, youtube.com/Andrew J. Rivers.
Yeah, it's linked in the title.
Tony, he's better than Joe Rogan. He's better than everybody.
Right.
I'm telling you, except me.
Well, who is? Yeah. We got the two sexiest, funniest comedians of all time on the show, and Ben Bai just gotta sit here and be
Ben's got a cute puppet dog.
I do.
It's a vicious little thing. It's the size of my wallet, but it looks like it was gonna rip my head off.
Yeah, she can't break the skin though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She just
you took the
tenderizes.
fangs out? No.
She just doesn't have the
the jaw
strength.
power. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting.
Her mouth is so small.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wanted to show you guys a video, so we'll check it out here. This woman, her name's Melonie Mack, and she's like a conservative commentator on YouTube, and she made this weird video. Here it is.
So I've tried recording this 2 or 3 times, and the power has continued to go out because of the Texas storms, and I'm not going to let that stop me. I am going to upload this video anyway. So
pretty sure she's one of those people that relocated to Texas during the pandemic stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Pride Month is among us, and once again, I will be saying no. I will not be celebrating this degeneracy and this evil.
She's the Supreme Court justice, right? Is that the one?
Satan, call me crazy. I don't care. That's exactly what it is. And everyone is just like, oh, well, why don't you just mind your own business? But look what happened when we tried minding our own business. They infiltrated everything. I made a tweet about this the other day, which I can highlight on the screen here, but I made a tweet about this where this alphabet mafia has said, wait, you have to celebrate us. You have to accept.
So my opinion on her is that she knows what she's doing, and she knows there's an audience that wants to hear this kind of stuff. And I don't even know if she really actually believes.
And it's an audience that would probably find her attractive to look at. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has simps for sure.
Does.
I'm not her target audience, but I would sperm on her.
Yeah, I mean, I'd subscribe to her OnlyFans if that's what she wants.
Yeah.
But have to.
Well, I don't do that because I'm broke.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Someone give him $5 a month so we can support his favorite creators.
You have to let us infiltrate your schools and recruit your children. You have to let us infiltrate female spaces. You have to let us buy babies. This, that.
Wait, you can buy a baby? Let me check my Amazon account right now.
You have to let us buy babies.
Where did that come from? I've heard the other ones, but this is new to me.
Yeah, I don't know. They figure out if they can work kids into it somehow. People react emotionally to it, and they're like, "Look, they're abusing children."
It's the same thing with the what is it? The drag story hour.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
how many of those actually exist?
I don't know.
They act like every library has one,
right?
Which I doubt. I've never actually seen one.
I mean, if you want to protect the kid, you don't want some old man in a dress reading books to your kids because he might diddle them. Don't send them to church. Like, it's pretty straightforward, you know.
Oh yeah, I went to Catholic school too, man.
And the answer is,
you
got diddled.
No,
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I did not.
You weren't cute enough.
No,
it's a bummer.
Yeah.
The goalposts keep shifting. It's not so much of, okay, do whatever you want. You don't need my approval. It has become this, wait a minute, you have to celebrate everything about us and our kink, because that's what it is. It's kink. It is not natural. It is not of God's creation. And it's not... It doesn't further humanity or society. So it is kink. That's exactly what it is. And we're supposed to celebrate it. And if we don't, and if we speak out against it, we risk our livelihoods. We risk losing our jobs. And so
it looks like you still have a job and a livelihood. So I don't know.
How does she afford all those dolls in the background?
Yeah. Her original gimmick was like, oh, I'm a nerd girl. I like nerd stuff. Because that was a big thing. That
with the choker and the goth and
but now she's also Christian and conservative. She took that turn.
She used to work for GameStop TV. I hope she got stock options.
So many people have lost their jobs, and I am sick and tired of this. I have been sick and tired of this. So this Pride Month, don't let people bully you into having to affirm it and accept it and be told you're a bigot if you don't. Because that's the thing, is they shouldn't have to force us to accept their activities. Okay? What they do with their beeholes. We have to accept it and celebrate it? Seriously?
No one says you have to celebrate it, right?
Never been asked to celebrate something before.
How do you set? Do you get one of those free?
Yeah, like party favors, those things you can
popper
crank.
And it could. The argument could work the other way too. It's like there's 11 months of straight pride. Like every TV and movie where straight characters are making out, it's like you're shoving that Disney shit down our throat. How dare you?
It's true.
I'd say no more making out by anybody on TV. Only Bible stories.
Okay. I mean, there are some pretty messed up Bible stories too.
Right.
There's quite a few.
Have we really gotten to that point? And that's because they have created an identity out of it. But it is not an identity. What you do in the bedroom, what you watch, what you partake in, that is not an identity. And the argument against that is always, oh, but I was born this way. Oh, but for as long as I can remember, I've always been attracted to the same sex and this, that, and the other. And it doesn't make it natural. We are born into sin. This is a very common thing in the Bible.
Are tattoos natural?
Horse, but
she's got a lot of makeup.
Yeah, not natural.
Y'all know.
I bet her hair is dyed too. I don't think her hair is that color either.
No. Most likely not.
And I'm pretty sure she wasn't born with those tattoos.
No.
Urge to want to eat a bunch of junk food every single day. Well, why does most of our natural urges prefer junk food over health food?
Okay, now this is where I draw the line. Okay, this is where I draw the line.
Make that our whole identity? Wait, I identify as a ice cream. The ice creamer. I'm an ice creamer. And if you don't affirm me and you don't accept me on the fact that I'm going to eat nothing but ice cream and get as big as a house,
I mean, look, you disagree, fine, but don't use those kind of arguments. That's just ridiculous.
It sounds like she's like clout chasey, just like trying to get attention.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a genre of content that people, and she bitches about wokeness and new media and that kind of stuff. There's no real criticism. It's just like, oh, they made this character black, they made this character gay, therefore it sucks, and the whole industry is going to go under because of this. Is kind of what they.
Good news, it's already gone under. It's over.
Just because you can do something doesn't make it good, doesn't make it healthy, or just because you have the desire for something doesn't make it your entire identity. Because it's not that. All of these labels, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm pan, I'm this, I'm
a podcaster, I'm an influencer. Just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you should share it. Shut up, lady.
You're a human being and you are partaking in unnatural activities and you are putting your whole identity in that.
It's unnatural though, because we all know that there's animals in the fucking jungles and forests be popping each other in the butthole.
Yeah. Well, I would argue that anything.
That's just your opinion, bud.
Thank you. That's just your opinion, bud. I would argue that anything humans do is by definition natural because we're like we were created naturally.
Yeah.
Free
will is natural, right?
Ah, yes. Yeah. Given to us by
so
Jesus.
So if I stuck a whole pack of gushers in my butthole, would that be natural?
Yes. Do you have them now?
They're there.
Okay. All right.
Can we do that on camera or will we get...
No. This guy was in a fight once and the guy straddled him and was like beating him and he bit this guy's testicles. And just, it's crazy.
I would do it, yeah.
He has a lot of fight stories. He used to
survive.
fight a lot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He seems like a lovely person. I don't know.
He is.
I was a hothead.
He got hit...
but now I'm just a big old jolly sumbitch.
He got hit with a bat with a nail through it.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. 2x4.
A 2x4. Okay.
Okay. Do you work at the mall as Santa during Christmas?
No, I'm too evil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
People are groomed into it, and whether you're not groomed, whether you were groomed into it from
that's the most overused word of these past few years. Groom.
Society, from being abused, or from peers, from school, or even from Satan himself. And you'll see that even in Genesis, look at the very first sin when Eve ate of the apple. How did Satan convince her to do that? He made her feel like it would be her that you will be like God. Oh, this will be good for you.
And some people, by the way, not an apple.
It's funny how Christians try to both ignore the Old Testament, but then they use it for examples like in Genesis or whatever, Leviticus, but then they'll ignore the rules in the Old Testament that they don't want to follow. Like tattoos are forbidden in Judaism.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get buried in like certain cemeteries or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Jewish cemetery.
It was weirdos.
Yeah.
People like to think that, oh wait, Satan just wants, I'm not following Satan if I'm doing what I want. Yes, you are. Satan wants you to follow yourself and to follow your
to go
own
by the
urge.
Bible, then she needs, like, if somebody assaults her, then that means that the person who assaulted her can marry her. Because they did that in the Bible.
Yeah. Satan wants you to follow yourself, is what she just said. What? I've never heard that before. That's a new one.
He wants you to go against
while I want to eat of her sardine-smelling bean.
against God's word, God's design. And so whenever you're doing do what thou wilt, which is satanic, whenever you're just, oh, I'm just doing my own thing, I'm just living how I want to live, I'm living for me, you are following Satan.
A hand job from her would be brutal with all those rings, though. Yeah.
And that is exactly what's going on with this whole entire pride movement and everything.
Yeah, she's got multiple rings on one finger.
Yeah.
Affiliated with that, we've seen it spiral out of control. It's not people just minding their own business and doing whatever behind closed doors. It is, and although I don't approve of that, I think that's degeneracy, but regardless, I'm not stopping anybody from doing what they want to do in that regard, but I will speak out on it, and I will say it's wrong. I will say it's sin, because that's what the Bible says. And I will say that
case closed.
I don't accept that, but hey, not everybody needs my approval, and they're going to do what they want to do. God gave us free will, but we don't have to talk.
It's weird because they'll say God gave us free will, but then they'll also tell us God knows everything that's going to happen. How can you have both? How can you be able to make your own choices, but everything's predetermined?
No sense, does it?
Yeah. It never made sense to me.
In society at large. And we most certainly don't have to celebrate it, and we should not be celebrating it. And I want to say this in a way
Thank you, Simple Country.
that people don't just think I'm coming on here and I'm just, oh, you're just hating, and you're just condemning people, because that's not the case. You can turn from it. You can turn to Jesus. And it's like, oh, well, this is just my...
Oh, here, Ben, I'll tell you a secret. Christians don't just ignore the Old Testament. They ignore whatever part of the Bible they don't like. Yeah, it's true.
My desires, I've always been born with these desires. I don't know. You can. Just like any of us can turn from being liars.
Oh, she's like, yeah, if you're gay, you can just turn straight. Just do it. You can do it.
Or
don't be a quitter.
Any of us can turn from adultery, or any of us can turn from promiscuity.
I bet I'd turn her gay.
You can turn from homosexuality, transsexuality, all of that. Don't make sin your identity. You don't have to live that way. You can find Jesus, turn to Jesus, and get away from that. He will help you. Read your Bible.
Jesus in a Russian bathhouse.
Every single day.
A hand job from Jesus is much better because he's got the holes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't even want to sin.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter how difficult it may seem, just like it's difficult for a fat person to stop eating donuts, they can do it.
That's on the pancake.
Make no mistake, and the Bible says this, that whenever you commit sexual sin, you are sinning against your own body. So if people want to say, oh, it's not hurting anybody, it is. You're hurting yourself, and you're hurting anybody else that you're participating with. And people don't like to hear this, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter if, but you can be freed from it. So I'm not hopping on here to hate on everybody who's ever done this, that, or the other, or, oh, let's pick this sin and let's pick that sin. You can change it. You don't have to be living like this. This doesn't mean, and whenever you make it your whole identity, and if people are making their homosexual activity, for example, their entire identity, then they feel personally.
Yeah, they're like, I am homosexual, man. Like, no, they don't make it their whole identity. I don't really understand what she's saying.
By me saying, hey, wait a minute, the Bible says that's a sin, and that will lead you straight to hell. Then they feel personally attacked and like, oh, but that's my identity. That's who I am. I can't help it. But it's not true. We have hope in Jesus. Every single one of us have hope in Jesus, no matter what sin is holding you back. No matter what sin you are so engulfed in. We have hope in Jesus. Turn to Jesus. Read your Bible every single day and you will be amazed. No matter what kind of chokehold a sin has on.
All right, she convinced me.
Yeah, I was. I'm gonna go to church. I'll be back.
Yep. So that's. Yeah. That's Melonie Mack. She's a sweetheart.
Wick, wick, whack.
Yeah.
What else does she talk about? Just that kind of stuff, or
and it's
just
how
whatever trending, culture war is going on.
Yeah.
Mrs. Butterworth is evil. Oh.
Yes, and it's all culture war, how it relates to like nerdy stuff, like comic books and sci-fi stuff and video games.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she did like the gamer girl thing for a while. I think she was on G4.
There's like dragons and
day.
shit in games. Is that not okay? What's the line between fantasy and reality? Who knows?
Yeah.
Again, trying to be like, the people were like in the comments like, it's impossible to bring logic, but that's the only thing we have to stand on, She's a fucking weirdo.
Yep. Yeah.
Let's see you guys at the local church. We should do a live podcast from a church.
Yeah. Could we do a Mormon church, or is that like not?
As long as you don't bring any caffeine.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee right now.
Oh, good. Yeah. Just bring multiple wives. Yeah.
And they got those what the magic panties or whatever.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. I heard that like. Because they don't have caffeine, like they can't drink caffeine, there's something else that's popular there that like everybody drinks.
You literally pull the G-Man read your Bible and do what it says. Atheist zone. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Ow, ow, ow.
Well, the Mormons are doing soaking, too. That's the...
Dirty soda, they call it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sounds kind of hot.
Dirty sexual move. Hey, baby, give me some of that dirty soda.
Dirty sodas. That sounds like an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
It's not, though. It's like... what is
Put
it?
water in a sock and let it ferment for a couple days.
I saw it. I saw like a news report about it. Flavored sodas or fruit juices, alcohol-free mocktails. That's interesting. I'm gonna play. I have more clips from your Instagram. So
I'm at the North Bend Theater tonight.
Oh, look at that sexy beast.
Sort of a homecoming show for me because I went to high school 3 miles up the street at Mount Si, where I was a giant loser. And look at me now, selling out theaters. Boy, I wish my high school bullies could see me now. I hope they come to this show tonight, because after years of reflection, I realized they had a point. I was a fucking loser.
yeah.
Shout out North Bend. Yeah, gotta rep it.
Yeah, the Twin Peaks town.
Yeah. So it's funny, my dad just moved to Vegas and he was living in Vermont for like 10 years and they didn't have fast food within 2 hours of him. So like the thing he's most excited about is chain restaurants. And so he told me he's found this new restaurant, but he's saving for a special occasion called Twin Peaks.
Oh, it's like Hooters.
Yes.
Twin Peaks is basically like Hooters, but they're like lumberjacks or whatever.
Much sexy. Who thought orange was sexy? And so I was trying to figure out like why he picked out this restaurant, but it's because we from North Bend where this TV show Twin Peaks was filmed.
Yes.
And he thinks that they're related. And I was like, why would there be a North Bend, Washington restaurant in Las Vegas? And he's like, the Eiffel Tower's here. That's not from Vegas, So I just let him have a fun anniversary, just bring my mom. We're going on a date night to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, we had one in Albuquerque when I lived there.
Yeah, it's good food, and I ran a comedy show at a Hooters casino in South Park for about a year, and then that closed down. But
I had no idea that there was a Hooters.
This was
casino.
like 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before
it
my
was
time
real
here.
bad. Yeah. And it just the turnover rate, because you think like, oh, I'm going to be around all these hot waitresses, and then it's just no one wants to work there. It's a bad place. And
We had in Albuquerque, we had a Mexican Hooters called Ojos Locos.
wow.
Yeah, and it was like that. Like all the waitresses were like Latina.
Did they have like a daycare for all the kids?
You know what's so funny? One time I did have a waitress there where like her baby's daddy and her kid were like sitting at a table like across the room, and it's like, I can't ogle this
No,
waitress.
yeah, that's so funny.
Because he's like
her husband or
he's
whatever.
like a cholo,
Yeah, yeah.
like sitting there. You know, he's got like the first button.
Damn,
on his
that's
shirt.
so funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Eardrop on the eyeball.
yeah, the cops were always there too at this place, always,
Damn.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I went home with a Hooters waitress one time, and then her baby crib was in the same room, and so we were like hooking up, and I'm like, this feels weird, but I'm still gonna do it, but you know.
I'd be like, yeah, an audience.
Yeah. Look here, Junior, I'll teach you a couple things.
Quick reminder, everyone watching, please like the stream. Give the stream a big fat like.
Comments, the YouTube algorithm gods, you
Yes.
know, we bow east every day.
Yeah. I have to.
And you stuck Jelly Ranchers up your ass.
I did do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Flavored.
Gushers, that's right. Gushers. Well, I thought it was gushing out of the ass, not in the ass, but
actually, on the Twin Peaks subject, I actually like Twin Peaks a lot.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna go to that theater because they're gonna play Fire Walk with Me there this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's check out something else. Do you know how crazy Anthony Cumia is now?
Mm-mm.
Did you ever listen to Opie and Anthony?
No. I mean, it was sort of before my dad was on the radio, so
Yeah.
I just kind of listened to my dad, honestly. But I've heard clips and stuff, and they were in New York, so yeah, no, I never was in them, but I know he got like fired for weird shit. And
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. Speaking of
that always makes people go downhill, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, speaking of your dad, I randomly saw a video of him the other day beekeeping.
Oh, funny.
It was like an old video.
Yeah.
And he
So
was like
crazy.
beekeeping.
Yeah, he moved to the woods in Vermont and he made maple syrup and he had pet bees.
That's cool.
Just a weirdo, you know. Just wants to do the two loneliest hobbies one man can find. Maple syrup and honey.
Well, I mean, was it good? Did you try it?
Yeah, the honey, is fine, but the maple syrup you could taste a huge difference just because the pureness of it, you know.
Yeah, the stuff we buy in the stores is completely fake.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, so here's this Anthony Cumia clip.
I harken back to my youth. When I was the age that this guy is now, we were, like I said, drinking whiskey. Me, Joe Curry, Frank.
He's basically talking about like how men these days are so soft, and probably gay.
Okay.
All of our friends, Chauncey, my brother Joe, all of our friends out in the woods. We grabbed some logs and we made a thing in the woods in Elwood called the Corral, and it was a clearing in the woods, and it was a triangle shape of logs. And in the middle was a campfire. We'd light a fire and forage for wood, light a fire, and just sit there and sip out of a pint of Jack Daniels, drink some beers that we had, smoke cigarettes, maybe a joint, and talk about girls and cars.
He was doing live streams on a platform that was created by a neo-Nazi. Literally, that's where he is because he knows now that's where his bread is buttered.
Anytime you see the American flag in the background, you gotta stop pushing your flags on me.
Shit on each other, a little busted balls.
Whoa! I thought this was
That
anti-gay.
was great. By the way, there was never any physical contact between me and any of my friends, or any of my friends and each other. Never. I'm talking handshakes. That's all you'd get. A handshake. Not the push-in bump, not the hug.
We were so straight we hardly touched each other.
Yeah, we didn't even say I love you to our parents.
There was a handshake. one of my very good friends, Dave, when his father died, I went to his dad's wake. So sorry, Dave. No tears, a handshake. There wasn't no.
It's gay to cry at a funeral.
It's gay to cry anywhere, yeah.
Apparently.
I think I'm gonna go to a funeral in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna stand there and stare at everybody like, "You bloody gay!"
And I do that now. Look, I give a hug. I get, as an adult, I guess times changed. I don't feel like that's as gay as I would have felt it was back in the late 70s.
So even he changed on it. He's like, it would have been gay if I did it then, but I do it now and it's not gay.
Yeah.
At the corral, I didn't want to be around a campfire in the woods hugging my friends. Just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. But that's just how we were.
Yeah.
It wasn't any contact.
I mean, I wasn't really like hugging my friends at 13, but when we turn 40, friends die, and then you realize how precious life is, and you want, like, that's what happens when you get old. That's why you get soft as you get old, because you're like, fuck, man, we all go through some shit. And
it's true.
This isn't guaranteed. I love you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've hugged John before.
Yeah. We were making out when you answered the door,
That's how I greet everyone that comes to my door. Those Mormons, when they come to my door.
Remember?
Yeah.
That wasn't gay.
No.
We're guys.
I blew you because I loved you as a friend.
And that's how I took it,
We thought the world of each other. We depended on each other. Probably even loved each other in a way. Never said that. Oof.
Ugh.
What are you, gay?
Yeah.
It's okay if you say no homo after it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta do the rapper rule.
But that's how you dealt with things. That's how you.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
That's how you were a young man back then. But here is Harry Sisson and his friend making a little TikTok video.
Harry sits on
and
Gushers.
Like, if a video of you ever got out like this, first of all, there wasn't video. A still picture of you ever got out like this back when I was growing up and passed around the school, your life was over. You were done. And now they just post them as, please look at this. I want as many eyes on this as possible. Look at this.
They cut out the music, thankfully. But yeah, he's like, look at how gay these kids are. I don't know anything about these guys, but if they have like a huge audience, then I guess it pays off to do this.
Right.
They're dancing.
That's the gayest shit I've seen.
Yeah, it looked like he was blowing two dudes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just how he dances. Like,
that's how Trump dances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck was that? It's so alien to me. Like, look at me.
It's not that outrageous at all.
I remember my days of my youth.
He's acting like they're like butt pumping each other in a video.
It's just dancing to some dumb. It's a dumb TikTok.
It'd be more entertaining if they were, but
yeah. I've been waiting to scroll past it for 10 minutes.
My good friends. This was out of the question. This was never, ever going to happen. The only time you moved to any music with your friend, one was tapping your foot. You're drinking some beers.
Why is sitting there watching these boys dance anyway?
I know, yeah. He's the one with a weird algorithm. It's all little boys dancing.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. It was in his For You category.
Yeah, it's literally like, yeah.
There's some fucking, I don't know, Skynyrd playing, and you tap your foot or you bounce your head. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, only tap your foot.
That was it.
Smoking a cigarette's kind of
was
gay,
it.
you know. You're shoving
Yeah.
a little thing in your mouth,
Yeah.
sucking on that.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know about all that shit.
Cigarette. Yeah. So, weren't you going to do some kind of thing in Detroit, John?
Yeah, I'm still possibly gonna do it. What it was, I got sick, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I had to back out because I got sick. I was gonna do it all. There was this big party. We was gonna have music and comedy and all that shit, and I was gonna pretty much be like the MC.
That's cool.
And I was gonna do basically work 2 hours, and they were gonna pay me $1,500, but it did. I got sick.
Damn. Yeah.
That's what sucks about like the live entertainment as your work. You know, it's like you don't get to like get a sick day. You know, you don't get to do any of that. Like if you advertise a show and then you just that day of you're violently throwing up, you can't just be like, hey, we'll just do it tomorrow. You know.
Yeah. I have a little more flexibility with this.
For sure,
like
yeah.
if I'm brutally hungover
Yeah.
or something, I can just be like, do it another
And
day.
it's called Drunken Peasants. They understand you're not reliable. You know, like they know.
Yeah, it's true. I have to be as reliable as possible.
No, I literally could not walk. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like if your cat dies or whatever, it's like you still got to go be the guy, you know.
It's true.
It's hard out there for a pimp.
Are you going on tour soon?
Not for the next couple weeks. I'll be on tour with my friend Steve Hofstetter.
Yeah.
In sometime in August or something like that.
He was on this podcast like
he used
twice.
to do it a bunch. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The last time I tried to book him, he had to cancel at the last minute, and I just never got around to try to.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll reach out to him.
Sure. He's pretty big now, so he might still stop by. I don't know.
You did. I like it because when you're with him, you guys like do a Q&A.
Yeah, it's a fun way to end the show, and you get better You don't have to put out your jokes all the time, and people be like, "We've seen all this shit," and then they come to your show and they're like, "It's the same as online." So the Q&A is fun because people will just ask weird shit, and then you get to make fun of them, and yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good clips from that.
Yeah,
a lot
we
of
did the
weird
Neptune
questions.
Theater, and there was like a fight in the middle of the show, and like
I think I watched a video about that.
Probably, yeah. And my friend filmed it from the back, and then as the police were dragging this lady out, she like hit the camera, and you know, it's madness, you know. But some of it is like people with like genuine like, hey, you made a video about taxes, like can you do more stuff like people just don't know how to be adults, you know. They're like, teach me how to pay my bills on time, you know, how to wear deodorant in public. But and then some people are just
That's
weird.
what I need to know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Steve's a good guy, and he's helped a lot. It keeps me alive.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but he's
He's a really tall guy with red hair.
Yeah. He's like the heckler
red hair?
king.
Fuck
Fuck redheads, you know.
Yeah, he'll argue with the hecklers.
Yeah.
Like if they say something really dumb, he'll kind of go
I
at them.
love those. I love it when a comedian doesn't take the shit and they put it and they fight back. Joe Rogan's awesome at fucking with the hecklers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
Well, he used to be,
so yeah, and he's a little controversial. I mean, he's very political and woke, and so like it's easy to get people riled up because his material is not like Tinder, you know. He's going, Ben Roethlisberger's a rapist, and people will be like, hey, that's my favorite quarterback, and then yell at him. So
he's my favorite rapist, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we in Ohio they would call him Rapist Burger.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like him. He's
I
from
thought that was
Ohio,
the number
though.
2 at Twin Peaks. You go, can I get the racist burger, the rapist burger over there?
Yeah.
I like the racist burger too.
Racist burger. That is good.
That's the Mississippi.
I saw
Yeah,
I saw John here eat one of the largest hamburgers I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And he put it away. Here's a picture of it.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to this bar in Columbus, Ohio where they sell this burger,
Is that one of those challenges where it's like you finish it, you get it free or whatever? Yeah.
I don't even think he got it free. I think they were just like, congratulations, you did it.
Free trip to the hospital.
Yes. He did vomit like an hour later.
Yeah, 5 times. That was horrible.
Do you get a plaque or your name on the wall or like?
No, I get shit.
Then you can get shit.
No. Yeah, they were like, good job, you did it. He held it down for a while.
That's good.
Have you seen? I don't think we've ever played Trumpster Bob for you.
I've heard the name. I mean, it sounds familiar, but hit me.
Yeah, this one he's talking about this woman that we know named Goo Cheese. She's been on the show before.
Okay,
but he's telling a story that's he's always
among distinguished guests.
Yeah, he's always like telling tall tales. So
Okay.
take this with a grain of salt. Oh yeah, he looks like he's has like weird bed sores all over his head.
Yeah, chicken Andy and goat cheese.
Oh yeah, he calls her goat cheese for some reason. Her name's Goo Cheese, but he keeps calling her goat cheese.
Speaking of Twin Peaks, have you guys seen Kyle MacLachlan in the Fallout TV show?
I have not.
I haven't started it yet. I've heard it's amazing, but I'm putting it off.
He's great though. I do like a lot of the stuff he's done over the years. I heard he was like at the Issaquah Costco like because they were selling his wine there, and he like showed up there. Because he owns a winery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I used to joke around with those people like goat cheese. I used to always tell her, I said, goat cheese, you need to come stay with me for about 3 months. She said, what for? And I said, baby, I guarantee you we can make money having sex.
So Trumpster Bob has a thing called the Butthole Challenge where he asks people to get into a private call with him, and he will examine your butthole in the call, and he'll be able to tell whether or not you're gay, because if you're gay, you'll have a blown out butthole.
I thought it was like, if you don't have health insurance, I provide a service for you. I was going to say, because like, I've got that Obamacare, but it's like a 6-month wait to see a doctor.
Yeah.
So.
He's like a rectal examiner, apparently. But
It's like a tree, you know, you got many circles.
The rings.
It's kind of funny because it's him trying to prove that other people are gay.
But he's the one looking at buttholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Him and that girl should get together.
Yeah, my friend did it with him, and
really?
And he was like, it's blown out. Like immediately, he was like, blown out.
Is your friend gay?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, did he have the cheeseburger or whatever?
No.
I guarantee it. She said, really? How? And I said, oh, man, I'll set up the cameras just right. And it'd be like, I'll set up a part of my room. It looked like a fucking office. And I'll go in there and I'll start rubbing your neck. And, you know, one thing leads to another. Well, you just got to please the boss. I mean, fuck. The next day I'll have you dressed up as a nurse. I might dress you up as a fucking cop. I mean, shit. Let me handcuff you, baby. I could think of all kinds of shit. But I used to fuck with her all the time like that. And she was like, I got to stay away from that fucking weirdo.
Sounds like a smart lady.
Yeah.
It was funny. I just was pushing her because she is so free with her sex. You know? She got pregnant. She didn't know who got her pregnant. And then later on, she claims that she did, but she could never name the guy that got her pregnant.
I don't know if that's true, but it's not a completely unbelievable story.
She never had a baby. She went and had an abortion. A lot of people don't know this about Goat Cheese. She owns 4 fucking houses.
This is not true.
From her value.
Trumpster Bob and IMAX Jared in a call together. I want to see Jared absolutely melt down after being called gay.
That would be funny.
Over 300,000.
Yeah. Jared would get mad about being called gay, but not getting called a PDF file.
$1,000. And she outright owns 3 of them, maybe all 4 of them. Bitch has got money. Why is she out there IRLing with all these fucking RV people as though she's poor? I never understood that. But they were paying her. They owed her a lot of money, from my understanding, too. She's one of them people that will go and do things, whatever you want, for money. You know, she's the kind of girl that you could pay $2,400 to, and you know, she'd probably go to your state just to have sex with you.
I I don't think that's true.
Whatever you want.
$2,400 is pretty expensive.
That is expensive
for a call girl.
Yep.
I mean, not that I just researched. I mean,
I've heard.
I just know what my mom tells me she charges. But
She got the money, she'll do it. But that girl made a lot of money, man. And she's with a rich family. She inherited a couple of those houses. But she paid cash for the other two, I believe.
Yeah.
$2,400 at a time buying houses. Good for her. Yeah.
The hard way. Oh no, we lost John.
Uh-oh.
John's gone. I don't know what happened there. I'll call him back.
He went on to get his butthole examined.
He was like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna call up goat cheese.
$2,500.
Yep. He's a wealthy man. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, this fella looks like he should get his face examined. I don't know what those warts and
It's
stuff
weird.
are, but
he randomly went into the hospital a few years ago and came out with those all over his face.
Weird.
He claims that he can't get HIV. Like if he contracts it somehow, he'll just pee it out. It's the weird. He has all these weird conspiracy theories. He tells all these crazy stories. You'd think he was like a super soldier in the military. He's talked about free falling from an airplane like 1,000 feet and just like tumbling into it. He talks about like breaking people's necks.
Did he land on his head? Because that.
Yeah. There's something going on with him. And it's funny because he used to tell us he was like 6'3", but then he got arrested, and he's like 5'6" or something like that.
He tells tall tales, including
Yeah.
his height. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're back. Welcome back.
Ooh.
Cool.
Bob is slowly transforming into a ghoul.
Yes. He absolutely is. Yeah, there's so much lore behind him too. It's ridiculous. And there's even a connection between him. He did live streams with Andy Dick.
Wow.
For a while there. Andy was
sort of a predator in ways too, right?
Oh yeah, he lost his job. He was getting handsy with people on like film sets and stuff. And now, he's just like, he was living in an RV for a while. There were these live streamers, and they make their money live streaming 24/7 from an RV, and they just drive around the country. And they had Andy Dick with them for a little while. And Andy Dick got arrested for like groping one of them. Like they called the cops on him, and he got arrested. Yeah, Andy Dick's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Man, I can't see.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll fix that for you. Yeah, it was the woman he was just talking about, Gucci. She was here, and she was.
You mean goat cheese?
Goat cheese. Yeah, she was on the couch, and she was super wasted, and she like passed out while we had her on the stream, and then Andy Dick called her while we were doing it, and was like, and we answered because she wasn't answering, and Andy Dick's like, "Turn her over. She can't be passed out like that." Because like I guess she was like,
"Oh, if she throws up."
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I thought he just wanted to see her butt. He's like, "Can you grope her for me? She's passed out. I can't see."
Let's see. Get this. Yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, Pimp Monk. Well, I keep calling him by his old name, Pimp Monk. That's what he used to go by. Yeah.
Pimp Monk.
Yeah, Pimp Monk.
And then he changed to Trumpster Bob.
No. I'm talking about. I'm talking about King Beard.
I see.
John.
I see.
Yeah. Let's play one of.
Ooh.
Quit dancing and cook my fucking ring nugget. Damn.
There's a lot of food
Some of
content.
the ice cream machine.
Yeah, fix that goddamn machine.
Yeah, why is that always broken? I've seen videos
I have
with like
a suspicion that it's like a
theories.
lazy thing, or like it probably requires a lot of cleaning, and so as soon as they clean it, they're like, "It's down. We don't want to clean it anymore."
I have a deeper question. Why do they protect those sauces like it's like they're running out?
Yeah. Well, they don't want you to steal their recipe. It's like the Colonel. If you get too much of it.
But like if you ask for an extra sweet and sour, they're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work.
I use that stuff as lube, and I'm like, I need more of this, you know. So
which kind?
The barbecue. I like a little tang, you know, a little tangy,
a little tang with your tang.
Yeah, a little tang with my poo-tang.
yeah,
it's not bad.
I used to work at Wendy's, and the frosty machine was never down, so I don't know.
Conspiracy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a Mick conspiracy. And I don't mean it's an Irish person conspiracy.
And that girl, she's way too hot to be working at McDonald's, I think. Like,
there's a lot of like TikTok girls out there
Yeah.
that work at fast food restaurants. I've seen that out there.
Look at that T.I. video where he like, girl, let me take you, I forget the song, but he like pulls up to a McDonald's and like takes the girl on a fantasy. And
he should have taken her to Taco Bell.
I know, man. Yeah. Taco Bell, I can't eat that anymore.
No, neither can I.
Just doesn't stay in there.
Yeah. There's a better, like one of the closer Taco Bells, there's a better Mexican restaurant that's open 24 hours. And usually people go to Taco Bell because it's open late.
Yeah.
That's like desperation food. So the fact that there's a better Mexican restaurant right there, I will always go there instead of Taco Bell.
And Taco Bell's doing breakfast
Taco Bell
now?
has a huge Cheez-It cracker now, though. So.
They do have a huge Cheez-It. I am kind of intrigued by that because I love Cheez-Its.
I fuck with Cheez-Its. That's my stoner.
They got a huge one, man.
My mom
Big
makes a
fucker.
meatloaf with Cheez-Its in it instead of the
Mom, meatloaf.
It's I do live. I am in my mom's.
She's upstairs.
basement.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, Taco Bell is open at like 9 a.m. now or whatever. It's
Is
like,
it?
yeah.
Huh.
It's like,
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah, unless I stop drinking at 8:59 a.m. Like I don't understand the reason.
I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I. What's like?
Start
what,
your way the shitty day.
Is it like breakfast burritos from Taco Bell?
I don't know.
Yeah, they have those, and they have the Crunch Wrap breakfast thing. I've eaten all of it. So,
Yeah, I don't know if I.
but
can
yeah,
do
the
it.
breakfast burritos is all right. The grilled breakfast burritos, yeah.
Oh, they have okay. The manufacturer has to repair it for the ice cream machine. So I remember seeing that on a TikTok now that someone brings it up. It's like, yeah. You know when you sign those exclusive deals, it's like,
yeah,
we're the only ones allowed to operate it, and then
That's how McDonald's. Like McDonald's got bought out by Ray Kroc, and he was just there selling them like proprietary shake mixing machines.
Right.
I
It's
saw
like
that
with
movie.
like BMW, you have to get the exact part, even though there's 40 others just like it, you know, but you have to go through them or whatever.
That sucks. Yeah.
Have you ever tried a monkey orange?
Crunch wrap from Taco Bell is legit. It's straight up a hangover cure.
Huh.
Bacon breakfast crunch wrap.
It sounds scary. Is there eggs in it? Because what kind of eggs are they cooking at Taco Bell? I don't know if I like
Like
that.
the powdery
chicken.
Yeah.
Well, okay, McDonald's eggs is like a hockey puck.
Right,
egg.
yeah.
That looks so gross to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big egg person anyway, but
What I see is just scrambled eggs. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's from a big old carton they pour them down.
So I grew up we had chickens at our house too. So like I grew
Damn.
up with like farm fresh eggs. So like anything
Damn.
less than, I'm spoiled over here. You know?
I don't trust farm fresh eggs.
Yeah.
Fresh honey,
maple syrup. Yeah, we had a whole. I came home one day. My mom was cutting the head off of a turkey or something. Like she was just killing a turkey, and there was blood everywhere in the driveway. And she's like, "Go inside." I was like, "Okay."
And your dad was a radio guy in Seattle, so you're basically
Bob
like
Rivers.
Frasier's son.
Yeah. That's funny. People go. That's kind of one of my bits. Like I go. My dad was a radio host in Seattle, Frasier Crane, and people are like, "Ah!"
That is funny. They moved Frasier out of Seattle. He's back in Boston in the new series.
I saw the first episode was really good, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then it really went downhill.
Was good. I just don't want to watch, but that was a good episode.
Yeah,
it seems like the writing is kind of similar.
It's pretty good. It's pretty similar. It's just hard to play that character. I think.
He's been playing it for so long.
Yeah.
Like
I think
on
he's
Cheers
like
for 7
evolved
years.
into it, right? Because he's like an asshole in real life now.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I think he's really conservative.
He's a real method actor. I just got to be an asshole.
Yeah.
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 who tells everyone else how to live their life, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
But I did binge. They took it off Netflix, but I was binging the Frasier, and
I do that too.
It's fucking amazing, you know.
It was my like watch while I fall asleep show for a while, which sounds like a dig, but it's like comforting.
Yeah.
I like
and it's
that
like
show.
the writing.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Seinfeld's what I watch.
Seinfeld's great.
Most of the Frasier episodes are like either like an awkward misunderstanding.
Yes.
Or like like Frasier tells a lie and
Yes.
tries to like avoid getting found out.
They both got invited to two different parties at the same time. How do they attend both without upsetting people? Yeah, and then hilarity ensues, and then they fuck everything up because they're idiots. Yeah,
and they have a little dog. I like that.
the dog was amazing.
That gets to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how their dad is like the polar opposite of them.
Yes.
He's like a man's man.
Well, speaking of gay boys, those two little guys prancing around and listening to their opera music, and their dad being a police officer who's like, not in my house.
My friend Scott summed up Frasier the best way I've ever heard anyone sum it up. He said, Frasier is a show about a gay British man who's neither gay nor British.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
But aren't all British men gay?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know. Sean Connery. I don't think he was gay.
Sean Connery.
Did you ever hear the Sean Connery interview where he said, like, he likes to slap women? There are just some women who don't know when to leave it alone.
That's really funny.
It's great.
I'm surprised they
Let me
haven't come
grab
for
that.
him now. They're trying to cancel Sublime now. Is so silly because
The guy who's been dead for 30
I know,
years?
it's so stupid. You're like, you can't cancel the guy who died of a heroin overdose.
Yeah. Yeah, they
he
do
sings
that.
some like that song. He's like, I'm a 13-year-old. I'm staring at her tits or whatever.
Yeah.
but he's like trying to tell this girl she's living the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah. He's like trying to help this lady, and then they're
context doesn't matter.
No, it's not important.
Let's see. Here it is. I'm gonna grab this.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. Sean Connery.
I mean, the idea of James Bond even is like
It's misogynistic.
Pretty- yeah.
But it's fiction, so
Right.
it's like whatever.
Yes.
Just like a song. The song
Yes.
wasn't real life.
No.
It was a story. Yeah, here it is. He was being interviewed by Barbara Walters.
Oh, yeah.
with men and women.
Years ago, you did an interview, which may come back to haunt
It's
you.
like
Whatever, you know.
with the post-mortem baptism, except
They
it's
do that,
canceled.
yeah. It's true. Yeah, they'll baptize people like they'll baptize like Buddha or whatever. Like they'll baptize dead people that weren't Mormon into their religion. You know what I mean?
It's like the racial draft. Hey, we're calling it. This one's a Mormon.
Yeah. Even if they've been dead for a long time.
I'm going to say, right?
No.
Okay. You did an interview in which you said,
He has no idea what's
it's not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist. It's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I said that.
I didn't love it.
It's true.
He's
haven't
going to
changed my
double down.
opinion.
Yeah.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good. I
don't think it's bad,
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty
The
good at
bitch
this.
keeps talking clever, right?
If the ice cream machine isn't getting fixed and she's still dancing, just give her a little slap,
They can't leave it alone.
They can't. They just
don't
can't leave it
wanna
alone.
have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again, and get into
She
a
is
really
so-
provocative situation.
She's just blown away.
Yeah.
Then I think it's absolutely right.
To give her a good slap.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if she gives you a good slap back?
Well, then you get into another area. I mean, then maybe she's getting to like it, and then it becomes something else. I don't know.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
But no. Seriously, I think that.
Honey,
it's
that's
the
called
last
foreplay.
Yeah, it could lead to another.
resort. He's not going to do it because he wants to do it. Huh?
This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you.
Wait till people see this interview. You're going to get mail.
Sean Connery,
Might get
like
some-
many IT personnel, believe in percussive maintenance.
Yeah, you gotta slap it once in a while.
Female.
I think he was getting ready to slap Barbara at that point. Have you ever seen the Orson Welles drunk trying to film a commercial video? Oh my God. So he was doing a commercial for Paul Masson sparkling wine. And you can tell he's been sipping on the wine, like on the champagne the whole time. Yeah, this is great.
Turn camera. Marked. 102, take one.
I don't think they thought that this outtake footage would ever see the light of day.
With overlap, action please.
And they're like, action! And that means Orson Welles here is supposed to start talking. Yeah. And it's funny that, like, this director is trying to direct one of the greatest directors ever at that point. They're all waiting for him. Look at the guy.
Action Orson, please.
Just do anything?
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut. Yeah, rolling. 102, take two.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
Cut! He was like, the French.
When you're drunk before take one of a champagne commercial, that's he's been sampling the product a little much.
Yeah, I think so.
2, take 3. Action, please.
The French.
The French.
Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson.
I look at character actors in the background.
A woman like Sean would.
Yeah. The people in the background, you know, they're probably just like going like, this guy's fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you the actual commercial.
Oh, perfect.
It's so.
Did they use anything from that? Yeah.
I don't think so, because he's wearing something different in this commercial.
Might have slept it off.
It looks
Drunken Peasants, always known for their.
That's what he did. Both takes. He was like, All right, here it is.
In my family, we think the wine you drink the most should be the best. We like Paul Masson's Burgundy. It's smooth and rich. We serve it to our friends, and now a lot of them are serving it to their friends. Why don't you join us? Next time you go shopping and you're choosing a wine, make it Paul Masson Burgundy. Paul Masson himself said it nearly a century ago. We will sell no wine before it's time.
It's on a different set too. I wonder.
Yeah,
if
it's a whole new product.
Yeah, I wonder if they ever used that footage. I thought they did, but apparently he did a lot of Paul Masson commercials back in the day. It's ridiculous. I love it. That's one of my favorite things. It's been parodied a lot too. How's it going, John? What's up? You drinking orange juice?
Oh no, straight bourbon.
Damn.
Orange, that's just the color of my mug. It's just soda in the. This is a tumbler.
I think you've inspired a guy named Kevin Joseph King. Have you ever seen him? He makes short form videos like you.
Really?
Yeah, watch this.
I inspire a lot of people.
When I die, racism will come to an end.
See?
The French champagne has always known for its excellence.
The French.
Yo, P. Diddy, no more Mr. Bad Guy.
Yeah, I love his stuff.
Why is wrestling fake and real at the same time?
That's a good question.
This one confused me a little bit.
I'm white.
Yes, you are.
Well, it sounds like maybe he's got a speech impediment too,
Yeah.
because he's.
Did he mean he's right?
I think that's what.
Okay.
Because if you listen to his other video, it's not like he's talking clearly.
Okay, well, what about this one then?
Okay.
I am proud to be white.
Okay, well, okay. Well, I think the timing couldn't have been worse on my comments. I feel like you just set me up for
Grab
that.
Mr. Smarter Pants and you know everything.
You knew that was coming and you walked me right into it, you piece of shit.
You're white.
Oh, ha ha ha. Kevin Joseph King has always been celebrated for his
Ah! Oh, no, this is something else.
Oh, wow. How'd you get my home videos on here?
Yeah, well, I have my ways. I'm actually a member of the CIA.
Oh.
This does look a beginning of a bad video.
Yeah, this is like
this is Gail. This is one of Gail's videos.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally played it. I wasn't sure if I was going to play that.
That's what I sell on my OnlyFans.
Let's check out. Oh, we'll play our buddy Jared. Jared's a guy we've played on the show quite a bit. He's a very weird, creepy guy. He's 40 years old and he lives with his parents still in a dirty room. He almost never wears clothes in his videos. But people made these funny like intro videos that I love to play. Here's the first one. It's Austin Powers.
Ah.
Here's another one. And then someone did That 70s Show. Revolting Machine. All right, so here he is talking about the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight that was originally supposed to happen like next month.
Right.
It's November now.
Mike Tyson had his Ben Gay prescription ran out or something.
Something. He wears a hat but no shirt.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? Jared Genesis here. So
First of all, you need to let this guy also know this dude is also he's a freak, right?
He's
said he would have sex
a
with an 8-year-old.
PDF file. Yeah, yes, he is. He is.
He's passionate about Adobe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
time to talk about bullshit. Time to talk about the media. So let's get into it, guys. We all know this is the shit that gives people numbers.
Not you though. Like he doesn't get views. Like
is he trying to hide the fact that he's
The
bald?
crazy thing, he's 40, right? Look at his room walls.
Yeah.
His wall looks like a 11 or 12-year-old kid.
Well, he's got to lure them in there somehow.
The saving grace of all that is that he's a complete recluse.
Yeah.
He never goes outside. He just sits in this dirty room. The floor of his room is covered in garbage. I don't know why he makes videos, but he does. And
is Dr. Seuss in the background?
Yes. Yeah, the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
He has a drum set that he never plays. He can actually play a little bit. That's the one talent he has is that he can kind of play music, but he never does that. He just sits here and makes videos like this. And you asked about him. He does kind of have a receding hairline, but it's not that bad. But his hair's almost completely gray now. He's like 37 and his hair's like completely gray.
So pardon me for being a shallow fuck. Oh well. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's gotta, eat too, so here we go.
What? You don't make money off of this. He's very lazy, and once he had a pee cup that he peed in during stream. You couldn't see it, but he took it and he set it over here, and then he later on accidentally drank from it. Yeah. He's
Plus, I just want to, inform people, enlighten people about what's going on in the world.
That's where you get the real accurate information.
Yeah.
In terms of the, the bread and circus bullshit, as I like to call it. It's all distractions, guys. It's distractions.
Yeah, the Illuminati is using Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul to distract us from the real issues.
And to distract you from the truth. But I'll say this, guys. More than anything, you know what this bullshit is? It's meant to distract you from the greatest thing in the world, okay? The greatest person in the world. And no.
What do you think he's talking about?
Oh, I would say Bruce Willis.
The thing about Jared that's really weird is that he's a devout Well, he says he's a devout Christian.
Is this going to be like a Donald Trump thing?
No. He's talking about Jesus.
I'm not talking about motherfucking. I don't know. I'm not talking about Batman. I'm not talking about no fucking Superman or what's that one coming out, that weird ass looking black Spider-Man guy, BBC man. Sorry guys, I had to.
I've never heard him legitimately laugh ever. It's always like, it's like a weird fake laugh.
It's always fake, yeah.
Yeah. We have a friend that was re-streaming him one time. He was live streaming, and our friend was like re-streaming him, and he's like, "Oh, that piece of shit's re-streaming me. I'm gonna play porn on my stream and get his channel terminated." And our friend heard that, and he's like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna stop re-streaming him." And he played the porn anyway and got his channel terminated, like instantly. It was so hilarious.
Venom.
He's really
BBC,
dumb,
man. Holy shit, Jared.
By the way, he thinks he's a bodybuilder. I'm going to show you this other video really quick here just so you can see. He shows off his leg game here. He wears... Look at his clothes. It's just...
Here's my legs. I don't know what else to say, bro. Except my legs are really my best feature. My
They're
arms are
kind
pretty
of
dank.
disproportionate to it. They're like smaller than they should be for how big of a boy he is.
Yeah. He looks pregnant.
But I gotta say, my legs, dude, I have really nice legs. I'm not gonna lie.
What's he wearing? His underwear is like a rolled up t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I need to work on my hamstrings. But
the only reason I'm playing this is because I know for sure you don't see any sack or anything
dude,
like that.
My fucking quads are massive. I have
my quads are massive.
Legs.
He thinks he's a black belt. He thinks he's a bodybuilder. He thinks he's
He doesn't have a belt.
It's true.
He's got a shoestring belt, probably.
I don't know what else to say. My calves are okay. I was having some trouble showing them off there. But
Whew. That view is
there you
getting
guys
dangerous.
go.
I know.
I know. There's me. There's my butt.
You promised me no sex.
Yeah. I get up on it too much, but anyways, guys, peace.
Yeah.
Oof. Can we take a 30-minute jerk-off break? Because I'm getting all...
People have catfished him before, and he'll just like send them a dick pic like immediately without even like any talk like that being exchanged. So unfortunately, people have seen his junk before, and during a live stream, someone sent my friend a picture of Jared's dick. Watch this. You cannot deflect and say the cycle is someone else's fault.
Thank you for coming to my lesson. I appreciate you.
What?
What just happened?
Why did somebody in the DP fam send me Jared's dick? What the fuck?
What are you looking at Jared's dick? Why are you looking at Jared's dick?
He looks like he's about to do a wine commercial.
The French.
Who did it? If you just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, that was a fun moment. So, I mean, I don't know. People might end up sending you pictures of Jared's dick now.
Better than Jared from Subway, so...
Yeah, what is it with the name?
Yeah, all Jareds. I don't trust him.
That was
They like to eat fresh.
that was slightly racist. I apologize, guys.
6 inches.
In all seriousness, though, guys, it's meant to distract you from Jesus. Because I'll tell you guys something. Jesus Christ is the answer. He is everything. You know, if you don't have Jesus in your life, you're always gonna be lost, bro. You're never gonna.
He's literally such a horrible human being too. It's so funny that he's like preaching Christianity. There was his parents are like, you know, he's up there in years, like he's like late 30s, but his parents are old for being his parents. So his parents are super old. And there was a stream where he threatened to beat up his dad.
Damn.
During a live stream, and everyone was like, "What the hell is going on?"
He's gonna beat up his landlord.
Basically.
And true peace. Because
and he's like, I hacked the system, bro. I don't conform to society's rules. It's like, but your dad has to like, well, I'm guessing now spend his social security money on him.
Yeah, I mean, someone pays the internet bill.
Yeah. Oh, he got grounded from the internet for 2 years. His dad grounded him from the internet.
As human beings, we are so stuck on pride that if we don't have a creator to go to serve, we become the god, the creator, whatever.
Well, that sounds like a better deal. Why can't we do that?
You want to call it. We become that.
I want to become the god.
That nature and that infallible nature, that's what breeds narcissism. And the Bible makes it very, very clear that pride cometh before the fall. So, yeah, speaking of prideful people, we have two people, who obviously think they're God. Jake Paul, the god of social media. And then you have Mike Tyson, who most likely thinks he's the god of boxing,
I don't think so. Jake Paul honestly impresses me with how good he is at boxing. Like, he just kind of
For a
like...
little skinny guy, yeah.
Yeah, well...
I would have not have, yeah.
Yeah, he got big. Him
Yeah.
and his brother.
Right.
His brother's a really good pro wrestler,
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Pretty surprising. So, I think they're douchebag. They're from Ohio, too, which is
Oh,
kind of
boy.
weird.
Burn it all down.
Yeah. Because I thought they were insufferable douchebags, but, they're pretty naturally athletic, so that's kind of cool. But I don't... Jake... First of all, I'm pretty sure that Logan Paul was being held up by Floyd Mayweather. There's a few videos where it looks like Floyd
funny.
Mayweather hits him really hard and
yeah.
he like starts to
Helps
crumble.
him, yeah.
And he,
Floyd's a showman, yeah.
Yeah. So even with the size and age difference, I think Floyd Mayweather was whooping his ass.
Those guys are a perfect example, because our friend King was talking about, like, how do you get into stuff? And it's like, if you just get enough fans, you can literally set up a boxing
That's true.
arena and just start fighting, I'll fight him for $10.
A lot of people want to fight him. It's kind of hilarious. Our one friend who's like a pretty big guy wants to fight him. It'd be hilarious. I would buy a ticket to that because I want to see him get his ass kicked. He went to the gym. Remember the Green Power Ranger, Jason David Frank? He had a martial arts dojo in the town that this guy lived in, and he showed up there doing the one thing you shouldn't do, which is go into a martial arts place and like challenge people. And he did that. Well, he didn't fight the Green Ranger, but he fought one of the students of the Green Ranger. And the Green Ranger was there when it happened, and he got his ass kicked.
I've seen a video. I don't know if it's that video or if it's on video, but I've seen a video like that.
There are
where
a lot of
There's a guy
videos.
who showed up to a jiu-jitsu thing, like he was drunk or
it
something.
wasn't him, but
Okay.
that's like a genre video. I saw a boxing one where like this guy walked into a boxing gym and challenged the coach who was like a pro boxer.
Yeah.
And just gets his ass
I did a
handed to
YouTube
him.
video like that like 10 years ago. I did one with like John Ryan, the punter for the Seahawks, but my friend Isaac was a boxer from Seattle. I knew I was getting my ass kicked, though. That was the difference. It was like a funny
Oh, did you
bit.
spar with him?
Yeah, it was like a funny bit where he's like, hit me as hard as you can, and I like wind up and he just takes it in the face and he's like, my turn. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. Those guys. Yeah.
And then just from that 30 seconds, I was like winded and tired. I was like, oh, this is way more cardio than I thought.
Yeah,
some amateur comedians set up like a boxing thing, and they were talking all this shit. And then there was one guy who's a little big, but he was like lifting weights, and he was like, I'm gonna kick this skinny kid's ass. And then he got his ass kicked because he got tired in a minute.
Oh yeah. It's condition. That's why they talk about like fighting weight. When
Right.
you're in fighting shape, your cardio's
Yeah.
like through the roof, so you're thinner than you probably would be otherwise.
There was also this UFC thing, boxing thing. This guy almost fainted on the scale because they have to cut weight. You know? And so he was standing there, and you could tell it was like 30 seconds, but it felt like 2 hours where he was like leaning, and they were like, and then they're like, can you get back on actually? And he's like, no, we're done.
For a while there, Billy the Fridge was training to do like a celebrity boxing event, but that was like right before he had his heart issue.
geez.
So now
Yeah.
it's kind of, I'm glad he didn't do
He
that
didn't do it in
before
the
he
ring.
found
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Because that's not good, and
No.
that'll get your heart pumping.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can tell there's an ego on that guy. He's just, look, man, I respect Tyson for what he's done for the sport of boxing. But
I mean, in many ways, he kind of helped fuck it up with Don King, and he bit a guy's ear off. He didn't really do a lot of respect. I mean, he was really good,
right?
But I mean, he got his license suspended for that. So,
but I mean,
he wasn't
to
like Jordan. I mean, he was
Right.
like
he
a
was
good face for the sport.
no.
He is not the Caitlin Clark of boxing.
No, I mean he was the youngest heavyweight champion ever. He was like 19 or
Damn.
something when he first won it. Yeah, he was really good. But then like the guy who trained him that like adopted him died, and he got a lot of the wrong people in his head, and he was fucked up anyway.
Yeah.
So it just like enabled that. I remember he tried to kill himself by crashing a car into a tree when I was a little kid. There was all kinds of crazy stuff that Mike Tyson did.
He's just another washed up sellout. I'm sorry to be so real about it, but I'm really not. That's just what he is. And that's why he's doing
I don't
this
think he's a
petty shit.
sellout.
Like, why else would
I just resent the term of like, oh, he's doing something for attention and money, like what you're doing.
Right.
You know? Like it's very like.
But he's bad at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He hates anyone who's more successful than him, so he'll make these videos criticizing people, and it's really mostly because of jealousy.
60-year-old.
It's real easy for people with no talent to sit there and call people with talent sellouts. It's real fucking easy for them to do that.
man, want to fuck with some clout chasing clown like Jake Paul. This is obviously just it's
I don't think he's
fixed,
chasing. I
guys.
think he has a lot of
Jake
clout.
Paul's a douchebag. I think he's a douchebag, but you got to respect the hustle.
Yeah.
You got to.
He is washed up, but yeah.
He's a douchebag, but he's a douchebag who's a great fucking businessman. Look where he's at.
Yeah.
And he did it for himself. The same with Logan, his older brother. I mean, as being said, Logan, they're great athletes. You couldn't just go in and do what Logan Paul did in the WWE. Nobody can just do that. And he just went in and did it.
Yeah, it's true. And something crazy, they had never had like an advertisement on the mat of the ring for WWE. And they had the Prime logo on the mat at WrestleMania, which is crazy. I'm guessing that's how he makes most of his money these days, like Prime.
Prime is his money. Yeah, I would say that's his money.
I wonder how much he's worth. Like if he's like near billionaire status yet.
Maybe, I don't
know. I know Jerry Seinfeld is like the richest comedian ever. Like he's like a billionaire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All the people walking out of his like graduation ceremony.
Yeah, I saw that.
So really silly.
I saw that.
It's funny because I would open every show with a joke like, "Oh, I hope nobody walks out of this show."
Yeah.
But it's like also like three people leave.
He did B-movie.
Yes.
You have to love Jerry Seinfeld because of B-movie.
Yes.
What'd you think of the Pop-Tart movie? Did you see it?
No, not getting near that with a
I watched
10-foot pole, but yeah.
Yeah, it was...
yeah.
I like a lot of the people that are in it.
That's the feedback I got is like the people in it are great, but it's bad, so...
It's a weird
Just
concept.
because you get a nice ensemble of talent doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Right.
I kind of feel like Melissa McCarthy plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Tammy and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, she was in that Bridesmaids movie, and then ever since, because she blew up from that movie, she plays that character in almost every movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like Zach Galifianakis did that
there's
with
a bunch of
Hangover.
those people, like, I mean, you get a good character, and you have a look, and people want to,
But now he was in this show I seen on FX called Baskets or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's very out there and different than anything I've ever seen him do. It's very interesting.
Wasn't that with Louis Anderson too? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis plays his transgender mother.
Yeah.
That was
R.I.P. Louis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Louis was great.
Did you ever watch his Saturday morning cartoon show?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Life with Louie.
Mhm.
And he did the voice of his dad too.
Yeah.
That was kind of a thing. I remember Super Dave Osborne had a cartoon. Howie Mandel had Bobby's World. There were all kinds of comedians that Camp Candy, John Candy had one that I used to watch back in the day.
I love John Candy. John Candy was awesome.
John Candy was great. I liked SCTV a lot. And I used to watch reruns of that on Nick at Night.
You know my favorite comedic actor of all time is? Now, see, there's a difference between stand-up comedic. Steve Martin is one of my favorite comedic actors.
He did stand-up too.
He was brilliant stand-up also. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was very, very. Yeah, I'm not saying.
No.
I'm just saying, like, he maybe not my favorite
Yeah.
stand-up, but he's my favorite. The Jerk, greatest comedy movie ever made. He doesn't like these cans. Stay away from the cans. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I liked The Jerk. I liked a lot of the Steve Martin movies. And I've watched it.
Three Amigos.
Yeah, Three Amigos was great. I like Martin Short a lot too.
Bowfinger was like classic.
You ever seen Roxanne?
Awesome.
Roxanne?
Yeah, he does Cyrano de Bergerac, like a 1980s version of it, and he has like the big nose.
Yeah, that's good. And My Blue Heaven, that's good too. He plays a gangster and Italian mobster, and he's in whatchamacallit, Witness Protection. My Blue Heaven, I think it's called.
I've been watching his new show. It's Only Murders in the Building.
I haven't seen that
It's him and
yet.
Martin Short and what's the girl that dated Justin Bieber back in the day? She's like a Hispanic girl.
The mouse girl, yeah. Serena, no.
Something Gomez.
Yes. Selena
Gomez.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was close. Serena.
Yes. Yeah, she's on it too.
Hey, all the Latin girls look alike is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's
Was
hard
that
to
a
see
joke?
who they
I
are with their
haven't seen it.
baby
I
in the
was
way.
good,
Yeah, when I lived in Albuquerque, they had a high school not too far from where I lived that had a daycare center in it. It was a high school for like teen moms that had a daycare center in it. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they all got out of school, they all got in the same car.
I worked at this call center in Albuquerque, and it was like so common for like these women to start working there, and like within a few months they got pregnant, and then they got like paid maternity leave, and because it was such a shitty place to work, they'd start your benefits like right away to like get people to stay there longer. It was a horrible place to
And
work.
then they pimp the system.
Yeah,
They go, I better get pregnant so I can not show up for 9
It happened
months.
all the time.
Now, is there a requirement that you show back up to work after you're like...
I don't know.
Can you just like take the 9 months of leave and then quit and then be like, thank you?
I'm sure it's happened.
Yeah.
I don't think they can take the money back
Yeah, I
or
don't
anything.
know.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that. You would accrue vacation time, so you
Sure.
had to like accrue it.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy stuff. It's like that. I didn't have that option. What the hell?
Yeah.
Damn
well,
it.
men can get pregnant now, so you can...
I mean...
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Can you get pregnant, John?
I can,
Okay.
but I abort them. Some bitches for sport.
Have you ever heard of Jordan Peterson? You know who
Yeah,
that
I
guy
know that
is?
guy is, yeah.
Yeah, I got a video from him here.
He likes to cry a lot.
Yeah, he does cry a lot.
Having this interview in Pride Month, and so what are my thoughts about Pride Month? Well, the first thing I would say is that you should be very careful what you name things.
He's very flamboyant with his suit jackets. I see one that he has that's like half and half.
And pride is not a virtue, and I've brought that up with people before, and their objection always is,
Okay, so his first comment is, well, you shouldn't have pride anyway. It's not a good thing.
well, they don't really mean pride. People are just trying to affirm their own identities. And, fair enough, I suppose, to some degree, but...
Does he sound like Kermit the Frog to you? Because I've heard people say that.
Sure. It's funny, he reminds me of RFK, too, a little bit, where
Yeah?
it's like, they always got this weird voice.
RFK sounds like he's about to
Yeah,
cry
yeah,
constantly.
Yeah.
That was the name that was chosen, and that's the name that stuck. And pride is a cardinal sin, and there's a reason for
Oh,
that.
no.
And the reason is that pride means something like stubborn refusal to change when evidence of error.
I thought it was being proud of something. Isn't that what pride is? Like being proud of something?
Stubbornness, refusal to change when
I never thought-
presented with evidence.
Yeah, well, I would think that was some, like...
I think there's a more specific
Stubborn?
word for it.
Yeah. Like hard-headed?
Okay. I can see how you would get there from... But pride is meant to be in a positive...
Yeah.
We have words for a reason.
Yes. Yeah. I would say pride normally has a positive connotation. But pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, but who cares? Someone made that up. They were like, oh, these are the worst things you can do. It also has like sloth and gluttony. Man, gluttony's fun sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of some gluttony.
Accruing. And
lust is in there.
Adultery.
Yeah. That's
not a good.
Lust is in there.
There's a real tinge of narcissism.
All the fun shit.
Yeah. Why marry a chick when you can just take someone else's wife?
Narcissism about the whole pride spectacle. And, you know, do people have the right to express their sexuality the way they see fit? To some degree, if it's consensual and among adults, but generally among human beings with any degree of civilized comportment whatsoever, it's a pretty damn private affair. We tend to be private in our sexual conduct as a species. And so this isn't exactly private. And it's also the case that identities based on something as narrow as sexual desire, let's say, aren't.
Come on.
They're mad that they can't. It's kind of like the other person the girl earlier. They're mad that they can't completely ignore its existence anymore.
Yeah.
So they're mad that it's like, oh, you reminded me that this happens.
Yeah.
And they're offended by that. It's really weird.
Identities at all. They're pronouncements of subjection to instinctual whim. And I also have a real problem with the idea of the LGBT plus, etc. community, because it's not a community. And it's especially not a community right now because
I think the word community gets overused. I don't like I hear it a lot. It's like a community. I don't know. I don't know. Just because people have things in I feel like just because people have things in common doesn't necessarily mean that they're in a community together. I don't know.
The trans pushing, gender affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. So the transgender affirming butchers and liars are differentially
butcher. That's such a strong word. Butcher. You're a butcher and a liar.
The youthful gay community. And that's not a community by any stretch of the imagination. And there's a famous conservative thinker, Chesterton, and Chesterton has a concept, the fence, and Chesterton's fence is based on the observation that if you're walking somewhere you don't understand and you come across a fence, you should probably not tear it down because you don't know what it keeps in or out. And the Pride movement has torn down a lot of fences, and maybe some of those fences need.
There's a reason why this guy used to be a psychology professor in Canada, and he got in trouble and famous simultaneously because he wouldn't use pronouns that people wanted him to use. So he lost his career as a professor, but then gained a career being whatever this is. Like he got canceled, so now the only place he can be viable is in this space. So it's more grifter shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Really quick. I'll be right back. You guys behave while I'm gone.
Take this.
We're gonna say and stare at each other.
I know. He muted me. He didn't want me to take over. He was like, he's gonna steal the spotlight. So where about in Mississippi you from?
They're all bad places. No,
Bad places?
Northeast, I'm like an hour and a half. Well, yeah, about an hour and a half south of Memphis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you grew up out there?
Mississippi. Yeah, born and raised.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's all right. Good.
And what you were putting on a show, but you got sick. What kind of, just like a variety show you were saying?
Well, there's a guy in Detroit who runs this. He's got gyms all over Detroit and Michigan and stuff, and he it's a program he created called Boyo. It's boxing yoga, and and it's really popular program over there. And he owns a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of gyms. And I think he was doing some kind of he's getting doing events, right? Event plan, whatever they call that shit. And so he wanted me. He was a fan of mine, and he wanted me, and yeah, and I was gonna do that, but I got sick. But me and him talk a lot, so I'm going to be doing it, but I just don't know when.
Yeah, got to get that rescheduled, man.
Yep, and it's he did a thing for Mother's Day, big event, and they I promoted it for them and stuff, and you know, made a little money doing that. So,
Now, do you?
I'm just now figuring out.
Yeah, do you sell shit on TikTok? Like, do you
shop?
Yeah, okay. No. Now, do people hit you up for like brand deals and stuff, or is your content too?
I've got a couple.
Okay.
Things. I did a thing for a body wash company, and I did a thing for what was it?
Were you the guy in the Old Spice commercial with his shirt off? Is that Terry Crews?
I wish.
I'm confused.
No, when I take my shirt off, I am a black man.
Okay, you're proud. You're proud black man.
But yeah, I did the body wash thing and something else. I can't remember what else I did.
Hell yeah.
Some kind of food product. Oh yeah, I did some candy thing, some kind of candy. But yeah, that's all I've gotten so far.
He loves his cigarettes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He used to do really long live streams, and he would just sit there and just like go through them back to back to back. Yeah. So what you got? Is there anything new coming up? Like, I know you got sick, but you got anything in the works?
No, not really. Well, not nothing. No, not really.
It's weird for him because like he's big on all these other platforms, but he tries to do YouTube and it just doesn't. It like YouTube hates him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Me and my like comedian friends now, every time we grab lunch, everyone's complaining about what platform, because like my YouTube blew up and all my friends are like, oh, I can't get anything on YouTube. But then my friend's like huge on TikTok. I'm like, TikTok hates me, you know?
Yeah.
So it is such a weird world where, you know, YouTube seems like the one, because now they're like doing NBA games and they're doing like YouTube TV, and it feels like a more stable brand to be on. But then again, when you're so and now they're like, you know, Facebook was my biggest one, and now I get like 100 likes on nothing, you know. And I think the way that they're changing it is that your audience size doesn't matter anymore. It's just if they deem the content good.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah, they're very deceptive about, and they don't tell you the rules. They let you try to figure it out.
And they
on
don't
your
tell
own.
you like, hey, we're changing everything you've ever learned, you know. And so
a friend of mine figured out that if you stream vertically, they put you in the shorts feed, even if your stream is like 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And I tried it a couple times streaming vertically, and I got all kinds of new viewers for some reason.
Yeah, my buddy's been starting to upload vertical clips that are just 4 minutes long, you know, like and he's like, I'm unsure if this is better or worse, but we're just gonna try this for a while, you know, just because everything's so on the phone now.
It's because everybody want to compete with TikTok, because TikTok is a huge fucking thing, right?
Right.
So, and then, hey, I don't blame them for competing. To be honest with you, like, as far as money making, so I make more money on Instagram and Facebook than I do anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
They pay way better.
Right. Yeah, I had a couple really good months on Facebook where they were giving me like $1,500 for my reels, and I was getting 3 million views a month, and then all of a sudden it's like a faucet that they just turn off, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah, this is Shabisky's Social Blade.
Oh,
this
man.
is the guy I was talking about. And like, he went from only getting like, 30,000-40,000 views in a month, and then to like hundreds of thousands.
Damn.
And this is all just because he started vertical streaming.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give a vertical live stream a shot.
Yeah. It puts you in the shorts feed, so when people are scrolling through shorts, you'll pop up.
Okay.
And the reason that is because YouTube is promoting their shorts right now quite heavily.
Right.
So if you do the live stream like that, then you get so it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Some
All
people
these
hate
sites
it, though.
are kind of really pushed out there.
Like, some viewers hate it. Like, I tried a few vertical. I even did this format as a vertical stream.
Oh.
Because I can
you can get the squares in a better
yeah, and some people they're like, don't do this ever again.
What they're used to,
Sure.
It's like, it's like the TikTok crowd.
Yeah.
They get pissy at YouTube stuff.
Right.
They're used to, But it's like TikTok, they've gone to 10-minute videos now.
Right.
And now they're even bringing out 30-minute videos soon. That's coming.
I don't get the brand loyalty. Like, I've experienced that too, where like, I'll be like, oh, we're going to go stream on Twitch now. Why don't you guys follow us on Twitch? And they're like, we don't like Twitch. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not even that different. You're still
I'm
just
used to this flavor of yogurt.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so weird because like they're just watching a video like they are now. It's the same thing over there. So
This one has all their account information and it knows what
Yeah.
stuff they like, and it's tough. I had a spike of like YouTube Shorts when YouTube Shorts first came out. My special blew up and got like 15 million views, and then again, but it was before they'd even monetized it. So like, I got like $100 for 15 million views, and then you're just like,
Well, I haven't really pushed my YouTube stuff
Yeah.
enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I need to actually push it, so maybe I'll get it.
And by the way, guys, anyone out there watching, if you want to help us by starting a tip train, I will not complain.
yeah,
like
and a real train later.
Why not? Yeah, casting couch right there.
Yeah, we got the green screen and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a pee break. Also,
Yeah.
you guys chat.
I will tell you, the sink is powerful. Be careful how.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
you
it'll-
think I'm gonna wash my hands? Come on.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Check out my calves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, sexy.
Are you wearing a twisted up T-shirt as underwear?
That's what I'm wearing right now.
Oh,
Benjamin.
Oh man! All right, I'm fighting allergies all of a sudden. People are Red Eye saying my ad blocker works on YouTube, not on Twitch. You know, I try to turn down the frequency of ads on Twitch. I hardly ever stream on Twitch anymore, but I will say the ads are what kind of helps the content happen. So
exactly,
I can't I get ads suck, but we need them. So it's a small price to pay. Like if you're not sending actual money, just like letting those ads play helps out a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, we get
Quit being a damn fizzle.
we get really good ad rates through the audio version of the show. You know, like we get like so when people go to like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever and listen to the show there, the ad rates we get there are way better than what YouTube pays us. Way better. So we try to put extra content on our audio feed just because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make that.
Yeah, I guess like Trump ads have been playing every now and then. I'll take Donald Trump's money if he wants to run ads on our show, I'll take his money. His donors' money. Because not his
I don't
money.
give a I don't give a shit what they run on mine.
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. They can run whatever ads they want. But I gave the okay for both Biden and Trump ads. So.
Yeah.
Because they asked if I cared, and I was like, no, I really don't care.
On which platform?
On we work with a company that runs ads on our like audio feed.
Oh, cool.
So like if people listen
I
on
see. Yeah,
Spotify or
yeah,
Apple
yeah.
Podcasts, and I get to choose just like on YouTube where the ads appear and everything. And I'll run like most of the ads at the beginning. Like I'll run like 4 ads at the
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
just to like get them over with, and then people can hear the rest
Yeah.
mostly uninterrupted. But we get a way better ad rate through that than we do through YouTube. Way better. So we try to put extra stuff there
Yeah.
so people will go
That's
and
good.
listen over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, Pip Monk. Better not wash those hands, boy.
Better not wash the hands, boy. Let's see.
It's not how deep you fish. It's how you wiggle your worm.
Well, I don't have a big worm. And, it don't wiggle too well either. It's a lazy worm. It's a lazy worm. It just goes into its shell. I know most worms don't have a shell, but I have a snail worm. My worm has a shell. It goes and hibernates a lot. And it don't do much. My worm is tiny and it just stares at the floor all the time, like depressed. I have a depressed worm.
a depressed worm.
Half a chicken and
What's
a
that?
hard boiled
A lot of food ones.
egg. Would you look at that? Under 500.
Yeah, I looked at it, and after looking at it, I want to drop kick your ass in the forehead. But I'd rather be my roly-poly 15,000-ton ass than eat that nasty-looking shit. I looked at that shit, my butthole puckered up, it looked so nasty. Did you see that white-ass chicken? That shit more Caucasian than me. Did you see that? There was no seasoning. No seasoning. No seasoning, I said. It was pale as hell.
I said.
That's some albino chicken. There was no cooking into it at all. No frying, no grilling, nothing. Just, it looked like vomit on a fucking plate. You talking about, yeah, look at here. Look at here, my ass. I'd rather eat a dehydrated turd than eat that shit.
I'm so glad you introduced me to this.
Leave me alone.
This is gonna dominate my TikTok feed now. No more little boys dancing for me. It is all.
Yep. Yeah, in my day, we never touched our friends.
Yeah. This damn dog.
It looks like you.
Somebody said that dog reminds him of me. I can see it. I can definitely see it. That dog's handsome.
Let's play.
We did all the touristy things. We saw the Golden Gate Bridge. We went to Alcatraz. We got our car broken into. Just oh, perfect. The biker gang's coming by. Do you have the stuff from my car? Also, why are you breaking into a car? There's a Walgreens across the parking lot you can steal from legally. Like, I don't understand.
Good point.
That was the other California thing I experienced. That was such a shock to me. Is this gonna happen the whole time? Thursday night's biker night? Alright. I hope I'm wearing the right colors.
Yeah, California, man. You can steal from Walgreens, but they just break into your car. It's like,
true.
What do you? What's? Yeah.
You can't just steal from Bartels. They
No.
won't accept that here. I don't think anyway.
Well, I think it's a more civilized thing here. You know?
Okay.
I mean, I'll take a candy bar here and there, but like, I walked into Walgreens to get condoms. You know, look at me. But they were like, they had a security guard, and I was like, oh, I heard about this. But then all they do is yell, and they go, stop, don't.
Stop, don't.
I was waiting for the guy to jump into action like a movie, and he just stood there.
I think the Target in downtown Seattle gets stolen.
Oh, yeah,
all
I mean,
the time. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Didn't like Nike Town close for a while in Seattle?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always, when I have people visiting from out of town, I always make sure to walk them by the McDonald's down there.
Oh, is that still open down there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I cannot believe, they stopped letting people in. They built the counter like
Dick's kind of,
yeah,
like an outdoor, yeah.
And there's always people smoking crack outside, like right next to it, just smoking crack.
Well, how else are you going to eat the McDonald's? You know, come on.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I had two friends come from one was from Louisiana and one was from Georgia, and they saw people smoking crack and they could not believe that people just were like smoking crack it's right near the market too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 2 blocks
Right.
from the market where all the touristy shit is.
That Rite Aid up the street there on like 3rd or whatever. Yeah, just that. Ugh.
I love how there's a strip club across the street from the market.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where all of the families go when they're on vacation here. And
Showgirls.
I went to that strip club.
Yo, did you go to that one? Deja Vu?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You know what though? I heard that they're gonna start letting people drink in the strip clubs here again. Like that's the weirdest
That could be
thing.
a game changer.
Because like strip clubs are weird, and I need to be drunk to forget about how weird strip clubs are.
And the girls need it because then you think they actually like you. You know, that's what helps their game. Portland is
Portland is the mecca of strip clubs in the United States.
Right.
Most people think it's Vegas, but it's actually Portland.
Which is funny because they're like, Portland's so weird. I'm like, you have more breweries than any other city and more strip clubs. Like, we like beer and tits. We're weird. You're like, well, that seems pretty normal.
Yeah. Yeah. there's the mural, Keep Portland Weird.
Yeah.
They like to think they're weird, but they're
We
just...
ride unicycles with kilts. That's what happens when white people go unchecked for too long. That's just...
Yeah, it is what... Oregon originally was like a whites-only settlement, which is interesting.
Yes.
It is very white
I think
there
that's
still.
like a lot... I had this TikTok about Portland go viral, and so I think a lot of the comments are about that, and I think that the Keep Portland Weird is like they mean keep Portland white a little bit, So like...
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think deep down.
I love how they have Pizza Slut. Have you ever eaten at Okay, you know Dante's, the club Dante's?
Yes.
They have a pizzeria in their building. They serve it out of a window, but if you're in the club, you can buy it there too. And that place is called Pizza Slut.
That's funny.
I love it.
Yeah, they have like a vegan restaurant, strip club, and
oh God, what's the place? The Acropolis.
Yes.
I've been there a couple times.
Get a steak for like
a steak dinner for like
$8.
$7.99 or something.
Better deal
like
than
that.
Applebee's.
The salad bar is right next to the stage where there's naked ladies,
and then there's the tossed salad bar, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's because like in most states they can't get totally nude and serve alcohol, but in Portland they have these weird strip club laws where it's just. I don't know. That was an essential service when they shut everything down. They had the drive-through strip clubs.
Yeah.
Because there's so many strippers that live there. They put all these people out of work. They just like put up a tent in a parking lot and people would drive through.
I've never been to Portland, so I never got to go to the clubs there.
Damn.
Yet.
Time to take a trip.
Yeah.
Portland's
I love
fun.
New Orleans clubs.
I bet those are wild for
New
sure.
Orleans got some good clubs.
Yeah.
They got a lot of barcades in Portland too.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And it's also any arcade, it's any cash business, something to launder the money through.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. I think Portland's a fun time. It's at first I thought it was just like Seattle before I went there. I like envisioned it as like a kind of like Seattle. It's not.
Seattle's younger brother who didn't get their shit together really.
Exactly.
Do you participate in like Mardi Gras and stuff? Do you go out there for that?
I have. It's been years since I've been to Mardi Gras, but it hasn't been years since I've been in New Orleans. Well, yeah, actually, it's been 2 years since I've been in New Orleans, but I went to Mardi Gras when I was in my younger days.
Yeah.
Are you you're closer to Memphis and shit, right?
I am closer to Memphis, yeah. And of course, we got Memphis has got some good stuff too going on. You got Bourbon, not Bourbon Street, but Bill Street. But that's Memphis's version of Bourbon Street. It's all blues bars. If you like blues music, there you go.
I saw some story recently about Graceland, like the Elvis family is going to lose Graceland or something like that.
I heard they were going to sell it. That's what I heard.
They're going to turn it into a Bass Pro Shop.
That would be hilarious.
This
palatial
I know, it's like the giant pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
I had a view from my hotel window, and I was like, "That looks fucking like it looks like the MGM pyramid, but just a Bass Pro Shop."
Yeah, the Luxor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever been to the Peabody in Memphis?
I'm trying to figure out what.
They do the duck walk there. It's a hotel, right? It's a famous hotel. It's like the rich people hotel. But every morning or every day they do a duck walk. Or for some reason they walk ducks from back to the fountain. It's the most famous thing there, and one of the most famous. It's cool. It's famous. It's legendary. But
yeah, we did a show at Lafayette's Music Room.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yeah, Madison Avenue. Great little club there. But yeah, killer. My friend is from New Orleans, and so we did like a tour to we did like a couple, Ocean Springs and some other. We did like Mobile, Alabama, and he was real pissed off because they try to claim themselves as like the inventor of Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
and he's like, they don't have to grease the light poles in Mobile. He's like, we do it real out here.
Mardi Gras is just like.
Debauchery,
It's a Fat Tuesday celebration. They have those all over the world. They have Carnival in Rio and stuff. So they originated Mardi Gras, I guess, but it's just an
excuse to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like Flag Day for us,
Flag Day.
General Taft's
Isn't that
birthday.
coming up? I think Flag Day's coming up pretty soon.
City, though. I think New Orleans is a cool city, though. They
Yeah.
got, things just pops up and happens. Like, I was standing outside my hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning, smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden I seen this damn bicycle parade thing going on. It was just weird, just a pop-up parade. I was like, damn.
By the
2
way,
o'clock in the morning.
Flag Day is coming up on the 14th. So
June 14th?
Yeah, June
Oh, wow.
14th. Yeah, Flag Day. There's this town called Findlay, Ohio.
Can I wear like a gay flag? Is that allowed on Flag
It doesn't
Day?
specify the flag.
Okay.
But yeah, Findlay, Ohio, which by the way, Ben Roethlisberger is from.
Ah.
They call themselves Flag City, USA, whatever that means.
Huh.
They have like a giant, like, I don't know what it is. It's like a big, it's almost like a grain silo, and it says Flag City, USA on it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to come up with a
I
nickname
know.
somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. A lot of cities have multiple ones. Like Seattle has multiple. Like
Emerald City. Yeah. I wondered. Because there's such cool views of Seattle when you're driving into it, and
Yeah.
it reminded me of like the Wizard of Oz, how like you see the city down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if that's, and like, no, it's just green.
'Cause it's green.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'm just high all the time, going like, no, it's a connection, man.
Jet City. That's another one.
What is that?
Winnipeg? No, Seattle's called Jet
really?
City.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of the Boeing thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You know the band Queensryche? They have a song
Yeah,
called
they played
Jets.
at my dad's house actually.
Really?
Yeah, they recorded an album
That's
out there.
insane to me.
I had all these weird experiences because like Ozzy Osbourne came to our house when I was like, I don't know who he was. I'm
That's
like 8 years
insane.
old, and he's like, this guy's allowed to
Really?
say words, but
Ozzy
I
came
can't.
to your house?
Yeah, we have a photo of
That's
that. Let's see if I
insane.
can pull that up actually.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. There's this guy that we watch on the show who's like obsessed with Ozzy Osbourne, and he's always talking about him. Yeah. So what year would you say that was that Ozzy showed up?
I mean, the album came out in '93. My dad did a parody called "I Am Santa Claus" instead of like Iron Man, so it was like "I am Santa Claus."
I've heard a lot of your dad's parody
yeah.
songs.
I don't know the real words to Christmas songs anymore because it's just got me all fucked up.
Yeah, I had a Christmas song. My mom had a Christmas song mixtape back in the day, and it had a bunch of your dad's songs on it.
Shall I just DM these to you, maybe, or do you want?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you can just do it on Twitter.
Let's see what we got here. I know there's a better one in here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send you this one while we look for the other one too.
Yeah, I'm actually I was a big fan of Queensryche.
Oh, cool.
Too. So that's I guess they originated in Bellevue. That's what it says on their Wikipedia.
That makes a
anyway.
little more sense. Yeah.
But yeah, they had a song called Jet City Woman, and I remember when I was a kid, they had the music video they played on MTV, and it would show Seattle in it, which was kind of weird.
Huh. Posted from.
And there's like Jet City Pizza and shit like that. So I noticed like
Oh
that's another name.
yeah, that's true.
There's another nickname that I can't think of right now. I've heard people call Tacoma T-Town.
Yeah.
And that's what we called my hometown, Toledo. And Toledo was also called the Glass City and has like a glass museum.
Yes, for all the meth they do, right?
I mean,
No.
they do meth
I know.
there, absolutely. It's more fent and like heroin and shit
now,
there.
yeah.
I guess Dayton,
You
Ohio.
mentioned Mobile earlier. They call Mobile Mob Town.
Mob Town. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I just DM'd you those, and
Okay,
then
we'll check it out.
They call my town. Don't go there.
Oh yeah. You're like you're a kid in this picture.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll have it in a moment. Here.
No worries. Take your time.
All right. Anybody else cool that you got to meet?
Let's see. I mean, Collective Soul. Like a lot of these bands, I didn't realize till later were like cool. You know?
Yeah. I saw them live a long time ago. Collective Soul. I think I was in like middle school.
We would meet some like.
All right.
Baseball players. There we go. Yeah. So that's my dad interviewing him, and I'm just hanging out in the corner like, hey, I just want to be around, guys. And everyone's so excited. Yeah, this is the one. And it's my brother.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, so I was like 7 maybe, 7 or 8. So, cute kid. Weird fucked up teeth though. And then there's my dentist has more TikTok followers than me. This whole world is so weird,
Really? Like, seriously?
Like, literally, he just gets comedians high on laughing gas and interviews them.
Really?
And he started a podcast doing that, and then he just makes funny dentist videos on TikTok, Dr. Brady Smith or something.
Is that legal to just get people high on
You
laughing?
have to do a procedure.
Yeah.
So as long as he's cleaning your teeth,
oh my God,
he can legally and it's not that it's really mild stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not like he's.
I want to go to this dentist.
He's down in Portland, so
Oh, really?
Yeah, where everything's legal apparently. So you just get in his van and he does all the. No, he's a cool guy. But he gave me, because I got him, I told a joke about him on my last special, and it got a couple million views, so he just hooked me up with free teeth. So,
Amazing.
Yeah. Shout
Damn.
out. And now he wears a thong that says floss bitch. And so he just makes funny videos. And
Jesus. Where's this guy been all my life?
I know, yeah. And so it's and now he's starting to do stand-up comedy, too. He's getting guest sets at Helium because he'll have, like, Brad Williams on the podcast, and he'll be like, hey, I wrote some jokes. Can I come by? And
I feel like all these years I've been going to the wrong dentist.
I know, yeah. So,
is his name Dr. DK?
Dr. Brady,
Brady.
or Drilled Podcast
I hate
might be
to do
his
this,
thing.
Ben, but I got to go.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
nice to meet you, man. Good luck with everything, and
It's very
keep
nice
in touch.
meeting you. Hell yeah, buddy.
All right. We'll see you later.
I'm sorry about this, man. I didn't know I was about to leave early, but
No,
something
it's-
just happened.
Oh, man.
Hope everything's great.
So
All right.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I'll see you later, bud.
All right. See ya. All right.
He's funny as shit, dude.
Yeah, he's great. I've known him for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have the most eclectic friend group.
Yeah. it is interesting. They are something. Like, me and him have hung out. It's been quite a few years, but we've hung out in person quite a few times.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He used to do a lot of live streaming and stuff,
Okay.
but kind of fell out of it. And
Sure.
does the TikTok thing now.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about he's got this character that he can be,
Yeah.
And so like the Stitch, I can see why he's pissed about the Stitch thing because just scrolling by, you aren't going to be like, oh, this guy has something interesting to say. But if he's reacting to a weird video, you're going to be like, this is going to be funny no matter what.
It is pretty good.
So it sucks that all these apps fuck you on the ads now, They hook you and then they give you a thing and then they take it away.
Yeah.
Even my dad was complaining, like, nobody likes my posts on Facebook anymore. And I'm like, God, it's just, we got us all hooked.
Getting buried in the algorithm.
I know. Yeah.
That's insane.
Just brutal.
I like the way social media used to work when people would follow you and they
Yeah.
would get notifications. That doesn't happen anymore.
They got to click 8 different bells and buttons, and even then, sometimes it doesn't come through. And
From what I understand, if you had subscribers before the bell thing was even a thing, they automatically don't have the bell clicked. So a subscriber count is just a number. It's like
Right.
a vanity number that doesn't really mean much.
Right. Because I hit 35,000, and I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, finally. And then you're like, oh, 2,000 views, and you're like, where is everybody,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they all watch it all at the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
And then every time a video goes off, it's new people, which is like, well, where are all the subscribers doing?
I did notice that the vertical thing was bringing in more people than usual.
Yeah.
And people who hadn't watched in a while were like getting notifications. It was weird.
Yeah.
I would just go like walk around. I'd go downtown and walk around. I went to Kirkland and walked around. This woman came up to me and told me it was illegal to film. Just some random like Karen like came up to me, and it's like she thought I was filming her, but I was actually filming myself.
Yeah.
and she ended up getting in my video by trying to tell me that I'm doing
She's
something
getting
illegal.
in your face.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, now you're on camera.
Yeah. And I'm like, if it's illegal, then call the cops on me and
Yeah.
they can handle it
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know it's not illegal
Right.
to film like walking down the street.
Did you play me the video of the guy who they have like the live stream and then it just people can donate to play a sound?
Yes.
And they played like a bomb threat?
Yes.
That happened at UW, right?
Yeah, that happened at UW.
Yeah,
That guy's name was Arab Andy.
Yeah.
That was his nickname
Yeah,
online.
yeah.
Yeah. It played a bomb
and then
threat.
a bomb threat
Yeah.
scared the whole
Yeah, I do the same kind of stuff, but I block stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I block racial slurs from being
Yeah,
played
yeah.
because you have a loudspeaker. Like I
Yes.
do that with the
Yeah.
loudspeaker and I walk
Yeah.
around, but I block things that'll get my ass kicked or
Yeah.
get me arrested.
Or Andrew Rivers comedy, anything that'll get you beat up, we don't want any of that stuff going on.
Have you ever had like a crazy person at your shows that wanted to like kick your ass or anything like that? I've seen comedians get assaulted in videos.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. No, I think about that sometimes because everyone's so sensitive now with jokes that you're like.
I mean,
you're
Dave
just like-
Chappelle got
Yeah,
assaulted on stage.
Yeah, you're just worried that like someone's just gonna because there's no security. Like, you could walk into
Dave
most
Chappelle had
comedy
an
clubs.
entourage
Right.
to like have his
Right.
back.
No one's coming to my rescue, so I do worry about it. Mostly they just yell and cause a fuss and then leave, but no one's ever like tried to fight me or anything. A lot of guys try to fuck me. Like I get a lot of like dirty comments from old men, but
Have you ever seen the one where the woman comedian got a beer thrown at her?
Yes.
And she
So-
like pounded it.
which is and she got famous from that, which is
Yeah.
so funny because it's like, this is what doesn't make any sense for people to heckle because you're just empowering the comedian. Like
Yeah.
if you don't like what they're saying, shut the fuck up.
Right.
The worst thing you can do to a comedian
Is be quiet.
is be quiet.
Not laugh at them.
Sit in the front row and just be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, table chatter definitely pisses
Yeah,
off
for sure. But I
comedians.
mean, the worst, like the worst pranks on comedians are they go, "Our friend is coming. Don't laugh at anything he says," and then the comedian just goes fucking. They lose it in 3 minutes because
Yeah.
they're like, "This works every night. What the fuck? Like this is a automatic laugh," and all of a sudden I'm powerless. You
Yeah.
know? And so Titus told me a story about there was a woman on stage who was just not laughing and not even looking at him and not making eye contact, and he like screamed at her face, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Whatever. And then he gets off stage and the other comedians are dying. They're like, "She's blind."
Oh man, that is hilarious. That is really funny.
So yeah, I mean, just from hearing other people's horror stories, I'm like, I don't pick a fight. I don't want to, if they just want to sit there, I'll just power through and pretend I'm doing it in my mirror. Because otherwise, if you also let them know that you're upset, then they kind of win. And so it's like, one of my friends used to teach high school too, and he would talk about bratty kids, and he would always be like, "You have to take them in the hallway to lecture them, because if they have an
they'll
audience,
perform.
yes,
Yeah.
if they have an audience, you lose if you lose the crowd, you lose the room." you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
So same again, these high school teachers that do comedy, they're used to drunk people.
I was at a comedy club with a group of drunk people at a table that I was at. I wasn't like them,
Yeah.
but they were talking, and it was Dustin Diamond was on
Oh,
stage,
no.
and he got so pissed
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, he had a really bad temper. R.I.P. Dustin
Yeah,
Diamond.
yeah.
Did you ever see?
I did not see him live, but
It was all right.
Yeah, again, the celebrities that come in for the paycheck,
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was over 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
that I saw him.
I mean, he would get booked, and then he just couldn't make a lot of return trips because the jig was up. I've opened for Chris Kattan again.
Really?
And like, sweet guy. And he's funny.
He was on SNL, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but like, and he's the what's the Night at the Roxbury? Yeah,
He was Mango,
yes.
too.
And
Yeah.
so he's known for all these funny characters, but his stand-ups, he's just kind of telling stories.
He's a sketch comedian.
And so, but people are like, people walk out and they go like, "What the fuck?" And like,
I saw Rob Schneider do comedy.
Yeah. But a lot of these guys, they can sell the room,
Yeah.
So that's why I was trying to get a point across to him. Like, you have the power, man. Just go do it. Just go set up a show in someone's backyard and charge $20. That's what I do. Except
Yeah.
it's not, not backyard, but.
So when you're with Hofstetter, what he's doing like theaters now?
Yeah. I mean, it's like up and down. There's waves for everybody, which is why you don't feel too bad about like, but yeah, like, he'll do like Neptune Theater, but he'll also he does this insane thing where he'll do a different city every night for like 10 days in a row.
Wow.
Or he'll do it for like 3 months in a row.
Is he dry? Like
yeah.
he's on the road?
So we have a big Mercedes Sprinter van.
Huh.
And we just go Seattle, Spokane, Missoula, Billings, Wyoming. And so like we'll go from like huge 600-seat theater in Seattle to South Dakota. We're playing a bar for 75 people or whatever, just because he's such a progressive act that he's bigger in the liberal cities or whatever.
Yeah, I can't imagine Montana.
Yeah, but it's like so amazing to go from like theaters to small gigs to comedy clubs and like back on the same tour. You're in a brewery one night, you're in, but it's no matter what, like people think the heckler thing is bad, but it's like his audience is scared of him, so they're the most polite audience you'll ever have because they're like, don't even whisper too loud because he's the heckler guy, he's gonna kill us. And so like people say like he's encouraging hecklers. I'm like, it's the opposite effect. Like nobody wants to be featured in a YouTube video. So
it's true.
Yeah. So he's a killer guy, But yeah, I do like 100-seaters. I filmed this special in on Capitol Hill. There's a new little club called Comedy Bar.
Yeah.
They got in trouble. I don't know if you saw this actually. They got featured on Fox News because they booked some comedians that are sort of like kind of right, alty, whatever, and they're just a new booker that didn't know any better. They just saw a big Instagram account and were like, yeah. And then one of their woke owners was like, we don't find this except, but then they had to cancel them. Like, we really apologize, but we're changing. And then they took that and they went to Fox News with it, and Fox News ran
No,
with
I did
it.
not
Yeah,
see
yeah.
this.
So they had a big banner that was like, Seattle hates comedy, loves weed. And I was like, they like both,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that I do like a lot of 100-seaters, except for North Bend, which is like where I went to school. And
were there a lot of people you knew from growing up there?
It's interesting because I don't remember them. Like I don't know them. Like I joke about how I was like a loser, and then I actually got a date the other night from the show because this lady came out and she was like, remember me? And I was like, I would have remembered you if you girls like you didn't talk to me in high school,
Yeah.
And but she's a 40, she's hot, and I was like, let's go. She was like, you want to come karaoke? I was like, no, but I'll meet you for a drink another day, and she keeps telling me all these stories. She's like, I was hanging with Eddie. You remember Eddie? And we were talking. I was like, I don't know. She's like showing me a picture. I'm like,
I don't
couldn't tell
communicate
you.
with anybody I went to high school with, and I live 2,500 miles
that's
away from
fine.
all of them.
Yeah.
So
you have an excuse. I'm back visiting, like, buy tickets to my show. And then they're like, remember me, best friend? I'm like, I don't know.
You've probably been to Ohio more recent. Oh, no, you have. I know for a fact.
Sure.
I haven't been back to Ohio in like 7 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go once a year,
My
maybe.
family visits me here.
Okay.
Like instead. Like
That's
they'd
good.
rather come here.
Yeah.
There's more fun stuff to do. There's better weather overall usually too.
Yeah.
Even in the rainy season. Because I grew up with like crazy bitter cold winters.
Yeah. The changes are so drastic, and then like tornadoes freak me out.
Yes.
So like I don't want to be anywhere near where a tornado's
I've never
coming.
actually seen a tornado, but I remember the sirens
Yeah.
and tornado warning. Go sit in the basement for an hour or whatever.
And what's funny is when you visit these places, like the first time I went to Oklahoma, they test the tornado sirens every Sunday.
Yes, they do that.
And
in
then you're
Ohio,
like, but
too.
then you don't know if you're visiting. They don't have signs like
No.
"Welcome, don't shit your pants on noon." And then you hear the siren, you freak out, and then 20 minutes later you're getting out of the bathtub like, I think the coast is clear.
We would literally get those emergency broadcast system where it'd be like, "Boo,"
Right.
and it would say it wasn't a test. It would say like tornado warning. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah.
And so it's so crazy because just because the siren is going off doesn't mean there's a tornado either. So it's like the siren goes off if there's a tornado, if there's maybe a tornado, or there's definitely not a tornado, and it's just, so they should have a different sound for the
They
test.
should.
Like, hey, this one's a
Yeah.
test, don't shit your pants.
I learned the difference between a watch and a warning. Tornado watch just means the conditions are there for
Right,
one, and
yeah.
a warning means that one was spotted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dust devil before? Do you know what those are?
They're like little.
They're like mini tornadoes.
Yeah.
We used to have those in like the Southwest.
Albuquerque, yeah.
It's
interesting. How long did you live in Albuquerque too?
For about 8 years.
Okay.
Close to. In my mid-20s.
Okay.
I moved from Ohio to Albuquerque and then back
here?
to Ohio for
Okay.
a short time
Okay.
and then out here.
Was Breaking Bad big while you were there?
They were filming
Okay.
it while
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
living there. So I'd see it sometimes. And we actually had a local talk show that was hosted by the detective that was like a Hispanic guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was the host of it.
Gomez or something?
Yeah.
He did some comedy too, yeah.
And he would have Bryan Cranston on sometimes.
Oh, cool.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was on local TV there.
So when I went to Albuquerque too, they have like candy blue meth that they sell. You know,
yeah, the
everyone's
candy.
got-
Her name's the Candy Lady.
Yeah.
They sell it at the Old Town down there. Yeah.
But and I went to drive by the house too, but she like repainted it, put a huge fence up and cameras,
Really?
and like she sits on the front yard with like a
Really?
she yells at everybody that comes by.
That's funny.
Because people kept throwing pizzas on her roof, I guess. and-
I took pictures of the house back
Yeah.
when they were still filming it because
Yeah.
I didn't live too far from it. I've eaten at that pizza place where those pizzas come from.
Mm-hmm.
They sell like giant party pizzas. The first thing I thought when I saw that scene was they wouldn't not cut the pizza.
Yeah.
The pizza would have been in slices, and he wouldn't have been able to toss it on the
true.
roof.
Yeah, well, movie magic, you know, you gotta. But yeah, the lady she put up a huge fence and she yells at people for taking photos and.
I mean, I wonder if she owned the house when they were filming it, or if she just ended up like moving there later, and I don't know.
But people in like San Francisco and like the the Robin Williams or the Mrs. Doubtfire house, like no one sits outside there going, fuck you, stop driving, or the Painted Ladies or like any of these famous attractions, but I guess if you're from a smaller city and like Albuquerque, you're used to a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, they were filming a lot out there.
I bet.
They were filming
turn it into a tourist attraction, like charge people to come in, or I don't know.
They were filming multiple productions too. There was a show called In Plain Sight they were shooting around the same time, and they were filming a lot of the early Marvel movies like Iron Man and the Avengers. I worked with a guy that was an extra in the Avengers. He was a SHIELD agent. His scene never got cut or whatever, but. He showed me pictures of him like in the cool uniform that they had him wear and everything. By the way, this is the pizza place that serves like the giant party pizzas.
Cool. And they got the Breaking Bad font on it too, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I played all your stuff. Is this?
I like your slogan.
Oh yeah, this is the
Oh yeah.
But I don't think Portland's that weird. I mean, what are you guys known for? You have more breweries than any other city. And
Yeah. You touched on this earlier.
you have more strip clubs than any other city. We like beer and tits. We're so weird. What else are you famous for? White people? Yeah? No, but we wear kilts and ride unicycles. That's just what happens.
I do have a friend that does wear a kilt, and he lives in Eugene now, but he used to live in
Eugene's
Portland.
pretty weird,
Yeah, Eugene's like smaller town Portland.
They have a pot shop that's like Star Wars themed that I always go into just because it's always right next to the venue that we perform at. But I always think that's weird of like you're collecting millions of dollars in memorabilia. Potheads aren't going. They're not going out of their way to go to that pot. Like
it's true.
They're used to buying it behind a 7-Eleven. They're not going to drive an extra 5 minutes to a different pot shop because they can see Princess Leia's tits or whatever. Like that seems weird to me. But more power to you.
Have you heard? Are you aware of the Star Wars shop in Aberdeen that's owned by the crazy guy?
No idea. No.
There's like this crazy old man that.
Okay.
It's so funny because he was in the news because he pissed a bunch of people off. I wonder if I can find that. Oh, Sturgis. Oh my God, he's a guy that we
the
laugh at
motorcycle
on the show.
rally.
No. People would normally think that though. Let's see. He had a run-in with someone, and he said some stuff that pissed off some people, and he's a crazy old man. Not Sturgis, but the guy in Aberdeen. I'll show you the news story because he made the news because he pissed off a lot of people, and he's just like a crazy old man. But yeah, Sturgis. I don't know if you'd like. I don't know what you'd think of Sturgis. He's a strange one. Here's.
I approve of all your friends.
You're gonna put that up, and you're gonna let everybody else see it. Well, everybody loves it. When you're confronted by a trans woman, you're gonna hide it.
Everybody loves it.
No, I don't think so.
They take pictures of it. They post it.
Oh, this isn't the.
9 out of 10 customers love it.
Yeah, you know what? It's bullshit.
No, what you're spouting is bullshit.
No, it's not. Trans women are women, sir.
Where is it?
Bullshit.
This isn't the news
Is this
story.
the same one that went into GameStop and threw a fit?
No. That was.
Remember that video?
Yeah, that was. Sir,
I mean, ma'am.
Yeah. That was.
I will eat your children.
Basically, yeah. That was in Albuquerque, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Her
friend of yours?
No. I guess they're a local rapper named Serotonin. But they gave them some funny nicknames online after that because that shit went viral. They called her Macho Ma'am.
Macho ma'am.
Yeah. All right. Here's the news story. This is a little better.
For nearly 25 years, Don Zucker has been known as the wacky owner of the Star Wars memorabilia store here in Aberdeen. But a transgender councilwoman says he's a bigot who went to the dark side on her.
You are nuts. You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You don't act like a woman.
The confrontation started inside.
Trans women are women!
Get a
trans women are women!
And spilled into the street.
You are not a chick.
Aberdeen Councilwoman Tiesa Meskis confronted owner Don.
I think it's a waste of time to confront this guy. You should just not give him attention.
She's, attention is currency now. So if she can get she's probably got a TikTok thing she's trying to promote.
I have no idea. Well, they said she's a city council person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zucker, about a sign he posted.
Yeah, this is why they're arguing here.
Oh, well, then he started it.
In his store, saying if you are born with a slang for a male body part, you are not a chick.
What he wrote there was so demeaning and so dismissive of who I am and who any trans woman is.
Meskis, a trans woman, says she knows Zucker has the right to say what he wants.
You're nuts. You need to back off now. No, you do.
But she wanted to tell him to his face it was hurtful.
I would really like them to open their eyes and their heart and see that, we are people, we are who we are, and all we want to be is accepted in our community.
Now, I don't care what they do, but don't come in here and complain to me about stuff. I have free speech.
Zucker says anyone who disagrees with him does not need to spend money at his store, where that sign was still visible today.
And everybody's loved it. Everybody's taken pictures of it.
Everybody's loved it.
Not everybody loved it, as we saw.
Well, yeah.
And some people think it's hurtful.
Well,
he told us that this hurt.
But here's the thing. I don't give about feelings anymore. I'm 78. I went to Vietnam to fight for all this. Do you think I care about some feelings? Absolutely not.
I like the guy.
He is very unapologetic.
Supporters of the councilwoman are planning a protest out in front of the store Saturday morning at 10. Don Zucker says he is calling on some of his backers.
I was almost tempted to go to the protest.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she's drawing more attention to the thing.
That's what I was saying. It's
people are just
pointless.
feeding into, like the heckler throwing a beer at a comedian. You're just helping that person get famous.
Yeah.
For a show of support at the same time. In Aberdeen, Drew Mickelson.
Oh, those Star Wars nerds, they're like, I'll take a trans woman. I'll take any woman. I just want a woman. Someone let me touch a tit.
Man.
Please.
Yeah. A lot of Star Wars nerds don't like Star Wars anymore. Like, they hate, anything new from Star Wars, they really hate it. Like, they take it personal.
Well, I mean,
I
as
watched
Jar Jar Binks' #1 fan, I will not stand for the slander.
Misa. yeah.
I mean, those movies weren't that good, so I can see them being angry.
They're
that
viewed more favorably now than they were like 20 years ago
Yeah.
because the most recent ones, people really hate those.
yeah.
People really, really hate them.
Wait till they see the remakes that come in 20 years again.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's not exactly the way that they grew up with it, no one likes it. You know.
Yeah. That kind of seems the way it is now. It when they come up with new versions of things, sometimes they are terrible though. Like I was a really big Star Trek fan, and they did Star Trek Picard, and the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Picard are just. They don't even feel like Star Trek, except for the name. You wouldn't even know.
And
You
the
just think it's
characters,
a different Patrick Stewart. Well, the first season only really had Picard for most of it, and then they threw in like Data and some of the other characters, but it just didn't. It
It's
didn't
like
feel
a prequel kind of thing.
No, it was a continuation.
Okay.
Like Picard's really old.
Damn.
You know.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
But finally, because they wanted it to be different, and originally Patrick Stewart was like, well, okay, well, I don't want uniforms, I don't want to be on the ship, I want it to be something new and different. And they did the first 2 seasons, and people were like, this is terrible, this is trash. So then they did the 3rd season where they had them all wearing uniforms and on the ship again.
And then people liked it.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
liked it better anyway.
Sure, yeah.
It wasn't as good as like what they did in the past, but it was better.
Not bad for a remake or a spinoff. Yeah.
Yeah, because they brought back the original crew, like most of them, because most of them are still alive,
Right.
which is good.
Yeah.
And actually, I can't think of anyone from the main Star Trek: The Next Generation cast. I think they're all still alive. So, and they even stole their old ship back, and they were in the like old Enterprise,
Oh,
like
wow.
from
That's funny.
The Next Generation.
Did you see Galaxy Quest too? That was a great
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Has Alan Rickman in it.
Yeah.
Tim Allen as the captain kind of works. Tim Allen's an interesting character.
Again, he's like a Frasier-y.
He's conservative and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen some of his old
He
stand-up
plays an
from back in the
asshole,
day.
and then he gets to be that guy. You
Well,
know?
he had a sitcom where he was like the conservative dad of like a liberal family. I think it was called Last Man Standing.
Okay, sure.
I think.
Sure.
It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But then again, I watch Home Improvement.
I just watched
now.
for JTT. Oh my god.
Well, I watch it now, and I'm like, this isn't really funny either.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think some of the stuff is okay.
Some of the, it might have trouble holding up for sure. A lot of stuff, as it ages, is not, not as quality of entertainment.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite sitcom? Did you watch a lot of sitcoms?
I think it was Frasier.
Yeah.
But,
that's Cheers and Frasier and Taxi are some of my favorites. I consider
Better Call Saul was amazing. I don't know if that counts as like a sitcom, but
yeah, there's different types of I would put Better Call Saul in like black comedy,
right,
genre.
Yeah.
When I think sitcoms, I think multi-camera,
right,
but
laugh track kind of thing. Yeah.
But they created a new type of sitcom with like Malcolm in the Middle was like a new kind of sitcom, single camera,
Right.
and then the whole like The Office.
Yes.
Genre
Yeah.
where and then like Parks and Rec, and there were other
Mhm.
shows that emulated that where
Mhm.
they would like break the fourth wall and
Mhm.
like talk to the camera, kind of.
Mhm.
I consider that a sitcom, even
Sure.
though it's not like
Yeah.
You know what else was a good sitcom? Honestly, just because it was so weird, was Alf. I
Yeah.
loved Alf when I was a kid, and they had to stop filming it because it was too expensive. They had to build a set where a puppeteer could
Yeah.
stand up, and so it was like a set that they would like climb into.
Damn.
To like film
Yeah.
that kind of
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Married with Children was
Right,
good.
yeah, I was just thinking of that one
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. And Roseanne back in the day
Roseanne
was
was good.
Yeah.
Roseanne, the new Roseanne was pretty good, and then she got fired.
Well,
And the Connors is like, I tried to watch it, I'm like, why do they still I feel like it's out of pity. They were
Yeah.
like, this show was doing good, and some of these people hadn't worked in a long time.
Yeah, some of these people, I mean, they're counting on this job, and then the lady goes on a Ambien rant.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, why even you can think that. Just like keep it to yourself, keep your paycheck, and live a life, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's these YouTube channels that I guess are licensed to stream like a bunch of old sitcoms that are doing it now.
Yeah.
And I noticed they were doing Alf, and it was probably got like 100 live viewers while they were doing it. But then I noticed they were doing it in other languages, and they were doing one in Japan, in Japanese, and there was like thousands of people watching it.
That's funny.
I'm like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Titus has a sitcom too that's really good.
Like the old sitcom that he did back in the day?
Two
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah,
It was
I
really,
watched that.
Really good. Yeah.
Was that on Fox or something?
I think and it's on YouTube. You
Huh.
can just, it's like free, I think.
That's cool.
And he recently, I think during the pandemic, he made like a final episode or maybe like a couple episodes of it.
Really?
Just filmed it in his garage.
That's
He's got a little
hilarious.
mini studio. Yeah.
Huh.
So, yeah, those are on YouTube. Those, my dad and I used to watch those all the time. So, Married with Children and, yeah, there's some good stuff out there.
I even like some of the stuff that came out before I was born. Like,
funny.
Like I liked the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
I thought that was Sanford and Son.
And
I did
Fresh Prince was great.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of embarrassed that I watched like Family Matters and shit.
Oh,
Like,
sure, yeah.
you go back and watch that. That does not hold up. Steve Urkel is annoying and not funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it used to be appropriate to make fun of retarded kids, but now
Because now you'd be like, he's on the spectrum, right?
Oh, so sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta help him,
Yeah. Back then he was just nerdy.
And he was kind of the butt of their jokes, probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember much of the
I
show.
remember. Yeah. Yes.
Well,
he
you just
was.
watched it last year, yeah.
Well, and like we were talking about Dustin Diamond.
Oh yeah,
Like
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, he was on the Screech was
Yeah,
on the spectrum,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like they used to call it nerdiness, now they call it like Asperger's.
Right,
now.
right. Now it's yeah.
Yeah.
We need to
Bring back
bullying.
Bring back bullying. Yeah,
I
why
think
not?
there's a lack of shame in the country now, and again, half these kids, well, if we bully too many people, half these people you won't have anything to make fun of on your show, but some of those kids could use a good ass whooping or two,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, the kid in his room going, "I'm sexy, look at my rolled up t-shirt underwear."
Oh, well, he needs it more than anybody.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned dinosaurs in the chat. I watched that.
Yes.
See, I don't think of sitcom like I normally don't think of puppets or animated. Like The Simpsons, obviously, is a sitcom. So I usually forget those. But yeah, that's true.
You know what holds up to me? The Flintstones.
Yeah.
Really funny.
I mean, it's just a Honeymooners ripoff.
It's just funny. Yeah.
And the Simpsons had a laugh track, like a sitcom.
Yeah.
So yes.
South Park was good.
I like
Jetsons.
How
all
about
that stuff.
MASH? I consider that a sitcom. It had a laugh track too.
Yeah. Rugrats.
The Nicktoons
Real
stuff.
Monsters. Yeah. All that good shit.
Now Doug, he was probably on the spectrum,
Boy,
right?
wore the same outfit every day.
Yeah, that's a weird thing about cartoons is
Yeah.
they usually do wear the same.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Football head. That girl, she would have been arrested now, a shrine to some weird kid in your closet made out of chewing gum. And
did you watch Clarissa Explains It All?
Yes. What's Alex Mack?
Yeah.
I had a huge crush on that lady for a little while. We did this project in school. They're like, you can invite anybody to your party. Who would it be? And I was like, Alex Mack or whatever. And then everyone was like, fucking weirdo. I was like, I just like cute girls. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of my sexuality.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Nickelodeon when I was a
Yeah.
kid. A
You know,
ton.
did you see
Two
that
guys and a
documentary?
girl in a pizza place.
Two guys and a girl.
I did not see that documentary, but I've heard about it. See, like that was after, like the Dan Schneider stuff.
Yes, that was all.
That was after.
Yeah.
Like I was.
I was
old.
into all that and like stuff like that.
I kind of bowed out around that
Yeah.
time. I remember him from Head of the Class. He was an
Okay.
actor on Head of the Class,
Okay.
which was a sitcom
Yeah.
that had Mike Tyson's ex-wife on it.
Wow.
Like he was married to her at the time. Her
Yeah.
name was Robin Givens.
Okay, yeah.
And Dan Schneider was like the fat guy on that show.
Funny.
Yeah,
it
I
was
have not
crazy
watched that.
because I was trying to be a child star. Like I went to like acting
Oh, did you?
agencies as a kid and tried to I did plays and stuff, but I never got anywhere because I wasn't fuckable enough. Like now I learned.
See, just like me in Catholic school.
Yes, I learned. It has nothing to do with lack of talent. I just wasn't a cute kid, So, but I think like hot people. I'm glad I'm ugly because I had to learn skills, But hot people are gonna be replaced by AI because like. I was dating this girl and she got jealous because my ex was a model and she's like, "Oh, you're like used to dating models." I'm like, her job. She's also a waitress. Like people don't.
Yeah, models like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, only the people at the top level of modeling
Exactly.
are like rich and famous.
And so it's like. Also, I'm followed by 50 Instagram sex bots that I accidentally Venmo $50 because so like. They're going to get that, and then, BMW is just going to use AI to put a hot chick in the ad now, and then they don't have to pay residuals to anybody. And
I have noticed that there are AI-generated e-girls on Twitter now, and there are dumb people that simp for them, and I don't think they realize that it's not a real person, but I look, like, you can look at an AI image and still kind of see that it's AI.
Right.
But some people are too dumb.
It's going to get scarier in the future, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'll be able to make completely fake videos
There's
that
like
look real.
AI porn now, which
Yes.
is like, I was like, I think I'm going to stop watching porn. I'm just going to stick to where are the classic MILF videos I grew up with, And now they're like, AI sucking 10 dicks. You're like, this is all weird, Just is like.
I liked my porn with a storyline.
Yes. The pizza man delivered, and it was a meat lovers package, and a bus drove around the city and picked up strangers. Apparently, they were strangers to me.
Oh, the bang bus?
Yes.
Yeah.
My life was ruined when I realized they were all professional actors,
Yeah, they created the illusion of it being like amateur, but it's all
pretty cute.
Yeah.
Look at the fingers. Yeah. I just like to look at these ones time.
Yeah. These are the people in our Discord.
Okay.
We have like a YouTube chat, but
real YouTube chat. Okay.
Yeah, there is like a YouTube side chat, but these are the Discord people.
I see.
It's a paywalled chat.
Yeah, we don't want just anybody coming in.
Keep the riffraff out. Yeah. Did you see that over here on the east side we finally have a train now?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I wrote it on the opening day. I went to like the opening
40
for
years
it just
ago,
to see
Terminator came out, and as a kid AI was gonna be created by Skynet. Now modern AI is made by
Skynet.
That's a good one.
Hey.
I see what you did there.
That's pretty clever.
But yeah, I rode the train. It sucks that it doesn't connect. It's like they're like, "Oh, well, they like threw us a bone. They're like, you can take the train now, but it doesn't go to Seattle yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where does it drop you off?
It goes from South Bellevue, that's the most southern station, and then it goes all the way up north and goes through downtown and different parts of downtown, and then it ends in Redmond. That's
okay.
So
it's like the monorail.
Kind of.
Goes 2 blocks. And,
it goes further than that.
No.
Yeah. That's
cool.
The monorail is like, I watched a crazy documentary about how like there was a time where they wanted the monorail to be the light rail here.
Yeah.
And it got passed, like they voted for it and everything. And there are these people like make the monorail the light rail. I watched this whole thing.
Damn.
And it got buried by the people that like Sound Transit, basically.
Well, yeah. A more effective thing was invented, probably.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're seeing now.
But yeah, I take the light. I live in Tukwila, so
you have it there.
Anytime I go to like a Mariners game or whatever, I'm just like hop on this light rail, beat traffic.
Man, I watch the local news here a lot, and it has me thinking like certain places are just like scary. Like Tukwila, they kept covering these stories about random freeway shootings, and I'm like, what the hell?
I hear it every night. I'm in such a really nice. I'm right next to like the police station, and
well, there you go.
And so like there's a rehab clinic, and I'm also up a giant hill. I was banging this real estate agent in San Francisco, and she was showing me the city, and she was like, "Oh, here are the nice parts, and here's the spots you avoid." And I noticed that the nicest parts were all further up the hill because the crazy people don't want to walk.
They're lazy.
Up the hill,
Crazy
yeah.
people
So
are
like.
lazy.
I'm really in a nice spot in this neighborhood, and it's all wooded, and there's little trails and
That
stuff.
sounds nice.
So, but I can hear just out my window every night gunshots and shit going on, and I'm like, don't come for me, you know. But I'm in the nice part, so
that's good.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I'm glad here we have Newcastle to separate us from Renton.
Mhm.
Newcastle's like the buffer zone between
Mhm.
here and Renton, because Renton seems kind of sketch.
Yeah, well, there's a Wendy's too. If you pull in at like certain hours, there's just a gang of people hanging out in the parking lot, and you're like I pulled in one time and I was like, you know, you do that white guy thing where you're like, this is fine, nothing bad's gonna happen, nothing. I'm just racist, you know.
Nothing's bad.
I'm just racist, you know. And then they I don't know what they sprayed something on my car. Because they were like knocking on the window. I go, oh, no, thank you, whatever. And then they had something. They sprayed something. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And then they left me alone. What did
they spray?
I don't know, but I kept checking. I thought they spray painted the rim or something, but there was nothing visible. I don't know.
They were just fucking with you.
I don't know, yeah. When I was 18, I first moved to Seattle. I used to live right on Vine Street where Aurora, there's a
Aurora,
yeah,
like the hooker area?
Yeah, and there was a street right next to Aurora where the hookers would walk.
Yeah.
And it was 2 blocks from me, so I'd always drive by just because I was curious, culture shock, you know?
Yeah.
And then I guess I drove by a few too many times, and then they ran up and started kicking my car.
Oh, they probably thought you were a cop or something?
Yeah, I mean something. They're just either buy or fucking shit or get off the lot, you know?
There are... It's so weird. Because, I'll look up, local Seattle news and that kind of stuff on YouTube, and I started getting recommended these videos where these people... It's some random channel where they drive down Aurora Avenue and just get, videos of the girls walking down the street.
Yes.
And those videos get, millions of views.
I
and I'm
watch those. That's so funny. Yeah. Those random things pop up on YouTube, too. There's so much weird shit.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You can make any content you want now. It's there's an audience for it.
I would think if you make that kind of content, if people found out who you were, you might.
You don't want to be.
You might be in trouble.
Filming too many of the beautiful ladies.
Workers in the world's oldest profession.
Yeah, again, I think maybe not as far as Portland went with legalizing, fentanyl or whatever, but there should be some if you can control it,
there's a lot of countries that have that. Even up in Canada.
And then a fella could get his issues out.
It is weird. I've been to Amsterdam and there's ladies in Amsterdam.
It's so safe.
They're
yeah.
In windows
Yeah.
and they try to call you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the best thing to do, if you don't want their attention, is to avoid eye contact. Because the second you avoid eye contact, or the second you make eye contact, they'll
hook you.
Yeah, they'll call you out or they'll flash you or something. It's so weird, and they're treated just totally normal.
Right.
They'll be an almost naked woman in a window. And then next to it, a coffee shop, or a convenience store.
But it's safer there because guys can get their issues. They can get a nut off.
Yeah, there's licensing,
right?
And
so
regulation.
I used to have this joke about I need a girl to walk me to my car at night, and it bombed in Instagram, and I was like, wow, it's one of my better jokes. And then someone came up and was like, "That's not a thing out here. Women feel very safe, and it's pretty straightforward." I was like, "Oh, interesting."
It's crazy how they all ride bikes there.
Yes,
the bikes and bikes.
Driving was a nightmare too because you're like, "Is someone's gonna jump out on a bike?"
Oh yeah,
here?
I never drove there.
Yeah.
I never drove there. No, they drive really little cars there.
Yeah.
yeah. Lots of like e-bikes.
They're called bikes. No,
well, they do. Yeah, there's just bikes.
They're tiny cars with 2 wheels. It's crazy.
Yeah. Electric, like mostly electric and stuff like that.
Do you like the scooters and stuff that they have out? Like Lime scooters and stuff like that?
Yeah, I use them.
Yeah.
There's like a few streets downtown that I like to use them on because they have like the designated bike area that actually has like a median to like stop people from running you over.
Yeah.
And I'll use those.
Yeah.
And they have their own like signal lights and everything.
I like the bike. The electric bikes are more fun. The scooter, I don't trust myself to. And
I've noticed that
head injuries are like way up.
Oh yeah. The first time you use it, they don't let you go full speed.
Right.
So that's how I kind of.
I rented one in San Francisco, and it just the streets are all like up. I felt like I was in the X Games on accident. I was like, oh fuck.
Holy shit. Yeah, a lot of times I'll take the water taxi to Alki Beach.
Oh hell yeah.
And it's a long walk from the water taxi to the beach, so I'll take the scooter.
That's my hot girl walk, dude. Yesterday I think I walked like 3 miles. Actually, it's really funny because this hot girl was walking in front of me. I do this normal walk. It's like 2 miles there and then 2 miles back, and that's just like a nice little walk in the sunshine and stuff. But I saw this girl and I was like, oh man, she's real pretty. But she was walking the opposite way. And I guess at some point she crossed the street and got behind me. And so like I stopped to answer an email and she just walked past me. And I was like, I was going this way the whole time, But it was so funny because I have this album release party. I had this plan to I was like, if she stops, I'll approach her with like a line, hey, where'd you get that? And she'll be like, what? I'll be like, that beautiful smile. Oh. And she'll be like, oh my God, and then I'll be like, I'm a comedian, come to my show. And then she'll be like, slap me, get the fuck out of my face. But she never turned around, but I kept following her. And then I kept walking because I was like, I probably shouldn't turn around as soon as she goes in this building or whatever. But there was a house that was for sale and it was like super ugly and beat up. And it just had a sign that said, I'm gorgeous on the inside. And I was like, oh, I want that for me,
I think I saw, did you post that?
Yeah, maybe on Instagram. Yeah, that's
I
funny.
did see that.
If you were stalking me, yeah. Lovely.
I was stalking you just like you were stalking that woman.
I was stalking that woman.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Come back. But I've been watching these TikTokers that like hit on girls and it's POV Riz or whatever, and they always use these dumb lines, but they get numbers, and I'm like, all right.
That is weird how because you'd think that.
I think it's just a confidence thing, and women don't get hit on in public anymore because of like.
Is that another thing they need to bring back?
Yes. Well, I've been flirting with this girlfriend, and she was like, I wish someone would hit me on, not hit me in public. A little open hand, not.
They don't know where to leave it alone.
But the women are sick of the apps too, is what I'm gathering. So go hit on ladies in real life.
Did you hear that, everyone? Did you hear that? We're bringing it back.
It's cool now.
Again. I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
I sent you the one last video. If you could play the trailer for my special.
Yes.
We plug that, and then that's the only thing I ever ask of you ever again. Thanks for having me on too. I appreciate it. I did all my. I forgot that you existed for a minute, so.
I forget.
Billy hit me up too, and he was like, "Hey, you should come on." I go, "Oh, fuck yes!" I've been thinking about all the things to do to get the word out. So
let's see. I'll have it in just a moment.
No worries. Take your time. Yeah. I can just stare into my own beautiful eyes.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having that seat there. Yeah. I mean, like. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's cool to have people in here because we don't get a lot of people in here as of
it's
late.
easier to riff too. Like I've done a couple Zoom pods and stuff, and it's like
there's a delay.
With him, it was like I felt bad because I felt like we were jumping over him sometimes. And,
it happens because there's a slight delay.
Yeah.
I've learned to compensate for it,
right?
Because I get used to it.
And you have to talk. You have to start talking when you think they're about to finish. It's like a newscaster. You ever see that? Like And the severed head was found in the elevator shaft.
When it's via satellite,
back to you, Bob.
Yeah. They still use satellite communications for that.
Damn.
And it's slow because it has to
go into space.
Yeah. Netflix. Oh shit.
Yep.
Hold on.
There we go.
What were we talking about? Tits? All right.
HBO.
I see Six Flags and they're all red.
Comedy Central.
Like, do you think this beam will hold?
All said no.
That's why this is on YouTube. If that ass is round, the earth can be flat. I'm cool with that. Who do you think the cops are going after? Exactly, the black guy doing 55. But that's besides the point. If you tell someone you like to be tied up, make sure you also mention you like to be let go. That's important. The first time I ever had sex, I got chlamydia. Don't get close, I'm gonna pee. Pick it up, you bitch. All right. Oh, scared her off.
Andrew Rivers. Hello, beautiful.
Let's wrap this bitch up, is what I should have said my first time having sex.
June 11th on YouTube.
Damn. Yeah. So when does it launch? Like at midnight or
9 p.m. Pacific,
Okay.
12 Eastern. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
all right.
and we're doing a little, YouTube.
So it's
live
out right
watch party.
now, literally.
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yep,
Tomorrow.
yep.
Okay.
Wait, it's not 9 o'clock, is it? Oh yeah, 9 it is.
Yeah,
Oh shit. All right.
Cool. I saw a quote from Richard
Trapped
Lewis.
in this dark. Yes.
R.I.P. Richard.
Yeah, he was really nice. I worked with him when I was really brand new to comedy, and he just followed me on Twitter ever since then, and like he would just send me little notes all the time, like "You're a genius, man. Keep it up." And I'm like, "Why are you watching my comedy?"
I'm a fan of his for
He's
sure.
so nice to me, and so
He had some good sitcoms back in the day too.
Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm, great sitcom.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Curb Your Enthusiasm, but yeah, good stuff. So yeah, go leave a mean comment on the YouTube and pump up that algorithm, baby.
Yeah.
We'll do a little live stream watch party and
over on your channel.
Yep, it'll be on the channel, YouTube, Andrew J. Rivers.
Yeah,
And,
anyone who wants to check out his channel, it's you can click.
Drop a link in the YouTube in the comments, maybe.
Yeah, and they can click on the
Perfect.
title
Oh,
right
killer.
there because your channel's linked
Excellent.
right there.
Perfect. Then they know how to do it. I don't need to leave a comment.
Yeah.
If you're on, that's why I always tell people, I'm like, if you're on a internet thing and you don't know how to find me from there, like I can't help you.
Yeah.
I need a link. Send me a thing. Google is easy.
Yes.
I'm begging for attention on 47 apps a day. You cannot miss me.
I notice a lot of people will ask questions either like in a YouTube, like if they want to know something, they'll either drop it in a chat or leave a comment asking random people they don't know.
Yes.
When they could have taken that same time to type into Google and
it's
actually
like you were
get
like,
the
when's
answer.
Flag Day? And you're like, I have the answer right here.
Right,
right.
right.
You solved your own problem.
Yeah. But I wouldn't. Yeah,
You wouldn't go into chat like, when is Flag Day?
Exactly.
Unless you were so busy that you had something else going on,
Exactly.
Yeah, you
God
get
damn
it.
it.
It's everyone else is fucking stupid, not us.
Yep. No, everyone's stupid but us. All right. Good night, everybody. See you next time.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.